I'm Justana, and we are playing a visual novel today. Should be an easy one-day thing. It's My Sweet Fairy by Skywrite Studios, who also did My Princess, I think it was just The Princess Keeper and The Missing Ingredient. So I took too long to get to one of their other games, but I got distracted. So here we go. Oh right, I should read the description. Here we go. Play as Valerie, name and look changeable, a businesswoman on vacation in a quaint cottage when she stumbles upon a fairy in the rain. What follows is a whirlwind experience in the fae-realm with all its whimsical delights. But not every place is perfect, and sometimes it takes human common sense to sort it all out. She finds what she expects at least, a love connection, but is being from two completely different worlds too much for a relationship to survive? 1.5 to 2 hours of gameplay. So there's 3 different looks you can choose from, which obviously I'm looking at the page, but you guys aren't. There's one love interest in this game, and the player can choose their gender: Libby, she, her, and Lee, he, him. The choice has no impact on the narrative, the game, and the character is the same either way. Libby/Leaf is a playful fairy who is cheerful and curious and fascinated with all things human, including Valerie. Though forward and flirtatious, they can be more than a little flighty and seem to struggle committing to any one thing for long. Maybe the thing they need is something to keep them grounded. So these are the 2 looks for the fairies. And if you can't guess which option I'm gonna pick, then you don't know me. You haven't been paying attention. So let's get started. You know what? Let's go really classic. I haven't done a flower name in a while, so we're gonna go with Rosie. Choose your look. Dark skin, medium skin, or very pale. We'll go with this one. Please choose the gender of your love interest. The character is identical in either male or female form. What a surprise, I picked the female love interest. I dropped my bag in the foyer, arms aching from carrying it from the car. It was a long walk up a hill because the host hadn't moved her car out of the driveway. That was surprising for several reasons, chiefly the fact that the host was here at all. And where did I leave my keys? I rubbed my temples trying to soothe an oncoming headache. Ah, there they are. Tricky little things always going missing, I tell you. She jingles in front of me and I manage a weak nod. Oh, I have a lift for you. Let me go and get that. Be back in a jiffy. I sink down onto the bench, only noticing the pair of muddy boots after I've already made contact. Pulling a face, I try and nudge them away with my foot, only for them to topple over. When I booked the homestay vacation rental, I had expected to arrive at an empty house. It promised calming countryside views and fresh air, only a 3-hour drive away from the city. After the car ride, all I wanted was to sink into a hot bath and then put on the TV to my favorite trash reality program. Back at my apartment. Alrighty, dear. She waves a thick stack of lined papers in her hand, smoothing them out as she hands them over to me. It's all in handwritten cursive I can barely make out and smells strongly of floral perfume, which permeates the entire house. Here's your list of instructions. Thank you so much for taking care of things when I'm away. But I'm paying you, she tucks, waving a hand to dismiss the thought. It's really not that much, and it'll be good for you. You can see the rest of the town and get your legs stretched. You were winded climbing that hill, dear. All the fresh air will be good for your lungs, away from that horrible city. The city isn't horrible, it's just polluted, noisy. The only noises you'll hear around here are the crickets and the owls and the foxes. Oh yes, if you hear screams at night, it's just those little rascals, nothing dangerous. Screams? Oh, you've never heard a fox before, have you? I don't have a lot of wildlife on the 40th floor. We're not allowed to have bird feeders because they could attract mice. And mice don't deserve to eat? They're vermin. Esther places her hands on her hips and purses her lips. You might want to avoid the back decks then. What? I desperately want to grab my phone and book a refund. This is a massive mistake. Oh, don't you worry, dear. Honeydew will take care of any that gets inside. Who is Honeydew? My dearest companion. Honeydew, darling. Come greet Rosie. A large fluffy cat saunters into the room. He stretches his front paws out with a large toothy yawn. He blinks at us before turning tail and heading off. Yay, kitty! He's a sweet thing. Anyway, you'll need to go into town and seek out Valerie. She makes a special cat food blend. It's the only specialty and... Wait, this wasn't on the listing. I have to take care of your cat? He really is low maintenance. You just need to change his litter box 3 times a day and feed him twice and... Oh, at least an hour of playtime and put on channel 45 for him at night. He likes watching the late-night game shows. And he's very affectionate. He'll cuddle right up to you all night long. Well, if he likes you. If he doesn't like you, make sure to wear gloves while you play with him. If he scratches you, wash it out right away, okay? I wonder idly where that low groaning sound is coming from, if there's something in the house that's shrieking. It's only after Esther stops talking that I realize it's coming from me. That's low maintenance? Well, yes, dear. Oh, okay. You also have to buy fresh eggs and milk for... excuse me. You also have to buy fresh eggs and milk for right out. You can go down to the local grocers on Main Street. They're very friendly. You'll get a discount if you mention you're staying here. And if you're having a problem with the celly, you might have to get the ladder out and fiddle with the salad. It never works quite right. If you need a hand, Randy down the street can give you a hand. I start rubbing my temples again. The headache is not abated and it's here to stay. If it's windy out, the shutters will rattle and you can put a tea towel in there if it bothers you. Oh, and if it rains, please cover up all the potted plants on the deck, won't you? They're very delicate. I don't want them to be overwatered. It's looking very cloudy out. The back deck with the mice? They don't like the reindeer. We're gonna freak out and try and stay calm. Come on. There we go. Okay. Let me get my dice. This seems like something I can use my dice to decide. Okay. Did I grab a D4? Yes, I did. Just grabbed a handful of them. Okay. So a D4, there's 4 sides. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. Try and stay calm. I nod, a little too aggressive. Oh, okay, cool, great, awesome. This is so great. Are you alright, dear? I managed to strain teeth. She checks her watch. Oh, and look at the time. I'm going to miss my flight if I don't stop jabbering away. She grabs her bag and places a pair of sunglasses and a sun hat on. Awful weather this time of year. I'm going to get me some sun. What if I need to contact you? If there's anything that comes up, check the list. But you'll be fine, dear. Embrace the chaos. With a final parting wave and a flurry of colorful bags, the door slams behind her and suddenly everything is very quiet. Fumbling for my purse, I pull out my bottle of travel ibuprofen and pop one in my mouth, searching through the cabinets for a glass. Every single cabinet has various dishes at random with no order or structure. How did she find anything? I finally find a glass and run the kitchen tap for some water. I don't like the sound it makes when it comes out and inspect the water dubiously. It sounds like churning. I decide to dump it out and find my half-empty plastic water bottle I brought with me for the car ride instead. It's boiling in here and I scramble for the thermostat. She has it set way too high and I want to peel all my clothes off as I turn it down. I sit down at the kitchen table and place my head in my hands. This was supposed to be a relaxing vacation from work. My boss nearly mandated I take one after I had, well, I would call it a lapse in judgment, but she insisted on calling it a nervous breakdown. Oh boy. I feel antsy, my hands twitching. This will be the longest break I've taken from work. I haven't taken a vacation since I started at Businesswoman Intelligence Enterprise. How could I? There was always more to do, and every day I had to keep pushing myself, working my way up from nothing. Well, not really nothing. After university, I put my business degree to good use and landed a good job and used that to propel myself to a better position and salary at Elite Intelligence Enterprise. But from there, I worked my way up. I can't stand it. I need to check my emails. Fumbling with the class, I grab my laptop from my bag and place it in front of me, soothed by the sound of the tapping keys. I run quickly into my first problem, the Wi-Fi password. I begin flipping through the pages upon pages of notes in green ink, searching for anything that might be right. Eventually, near the end, like it's a footnote, there it is. It's password. Let out a sigh and type it in. Though it says I'm connected, it still says no internet. I frown and try refreshing. When that doesn't work, I move around the house, balancing my laptop in one hand, trying to find a spot that works. When that fails, I frantically go through the notes again, trying to see if she wrote anything down about it. I eventually land on a page where one of the notes stands out to me. If you see something strange in the garden at night, leave it be. I frown, confused as to what that might be referring to, the mice or the boxes. Whatever the case, the warning is strangely unsettling, and I put the notes down, resigned to my fate of no internet. My phone at least has mobile data, but the thought of sending an email with a potential typo or inappropriate autocorrect sends shivers down my spine. The floor is creaky, and there's a funny noise that draws my head up from where I placed it flat on the table. Honeydew is sitting there licking his paw and shooting glances at me, as if he is very perturbed that I am not, in fact, Esther. Okay, I am not rolling the dice for this one. I'm gonna play with the cat. Here, kitty kitty. My voice wavers only a little bit as I pick up a toy the shape of a fluffy sheep. I dangle it in front of him, and he just gives me a bored look. Fetch! I toss it across the room, and he just flicks his tail, still staring at me. That's how you play with a dog. And not even all dogs will play fetch. What do you want? Does he need food? I can barely remember everything she said about getting it to him. It's sudden that my stomach growls and I realize I need food, and badly. I didn't have much other than a coffee and breakfast sandwich from a drive-thru hours ago. I grabbed my coat and figured I should head into town and get a feel for the place, referencing the notes on where to get all of the groceries. It's sunset when I returned from disastrous results. There was only one little diner and two fast food places that did not meet my very high standards for health inspections. I tried the local supermarket, though there was nothing super about it. The place was crowded and tiny. All I wanted was a frozen meal I could pop in the microwave, but by the time I got back to the cottage, I realized there wasn't a microwave. I looked down at the back of my forest rations and wondered what I thought I was going to do with 3 tomatoes. Why did I even buy them? I don't remember putting them in my cart. I don't even like tomatoes. I think the stress is getting to me. Honeydew makes a meow from the couch where he is having a nap on. I can't stop thinking about work and all the emails and phone calls I should be making. I pride myself on always being there, and now that I'm not, I flopped down in the chair and put on the TV. It only has 3 channels and not a single streaming service, or even the capability to put in my own passwords to watch. Looks like it's from the 1980s. I put on the game show channel and Honeydew wakes up right away, his eyes glued to the screen. The noise and flashing lights are too much, and I put it on mute and head to the bathroom. Splashing water on my face, I wonder if it's time to take another ibuprofen. I feel a headache brewing, and I massage my temples while looking in the mirror. I lost a massive client at work because I just couldn't keep a lid on. They were driving me crazy, and I just finally snapped. My boss told me I was lucky this wasn't a permanent vacation, but I know they can't afford to lose me. Reset and recharge were my instructions, and none of this has felt very recharging. Don't they understand I get my energy from work? It's the only thing that's brought me any level of satisfaction in how long? I blinked, realizing I left the tap running and quickly set it off, grabbing a fluffy towel to wash my hands. I now smell like the floral-scented hand soap that the entire house seems to share. When I returned to the living room and flopped down on the couch, I watched as the host of the game show seems to be doing an elaborate and goofy dance that has the guests in stitches. There's a funny noise that I barely clock as I start zoning out. It's not until I look over at the window that I see the raindrops streaking down the window. Oh shit. Wasn't I supposed to do something if it rained? I searched for the list and smoothed it out, flipping through the pages. I wrote the potted plants so they don't get damaged. Crap. Forgoing the coat because it's hardly a rain jacket, I head out to the back porch. The garden is vibrant, even despite the weather. It smells strongly of earth and flowers to the point of making my head hurt. Some of them seem unnaturally bright. There must be something in the water here. Even the rain smells sweet and feels warm as it hits my arms. The flowers at the grocery store never look like that. I blink the water away as I head over to the potted plants, taking the little parts and covering them, fumbling with the clasp. All right, little plants, no rain for you. I shake my head, hair getting wet and sticking to my cheeks. I peel it off with a scoff. Wish I could say the same for me. Why didn't I bring a raincoat? I checked the weather. It wasn't calling for rain. Talking to myself and to help with the task somehow as I carefully cover a pretty purple violet. As I try not to crush delicate petals, I hear a squeaking noise. I glance up, wanting to change the wind time. She does, but perfectly still. I shake my head, trying to ignore it as I get another car flash. There's the tinkling noise again. I whip my head around at the wind chime, but there isn't a hint of wind or movement. turn back around and see the single light left on. Was that affecting our electricity bill? Is that one of those solar-powered garden lights? It flickered in and out like it's about to go out, and the hissing sound seems to be coming from that direction. Stand on the edge of the rail and I make my way over. What did the note say? If you see something strange in the garden at night, leave it be. Does this sound as strange? Please don't be a mouse. Please don't be a mouse. Jumping forward, I try and take a peek without getting too close, but curiosity gets the better of me. I blink away the rainwater in my eyes, holding a hand at my brow. It's a tiny person with dragonfly-like wings sprouting from her back. I think for a moment it must be some sort of strange fairy garden decoration that lights up, but then it starts talking. Are you just going to stare at me, or could you help me get out of here? I can't fly in the rain. Well, a startled shriek, backing up a few paces. Am I that scary looking? Oh my god, this is it. I've actually finally lost it. I place my hands over my eyes, the headache coming back in full. Can you get out of the rain, please? I lower my hands, feeling the cold water dripping down my back. I stare down at the fairy for a moment before offering a hand. She jumps on. In a daze, I push the screen to her side and take us back in. I stare down at my hand, and the fairy is lounging in my palm, squeezing the water out of her clothes. She pats a hand on my finger and speaks in a sing-song voice. My hero! She flutters her wings, sending water droplets everywhere. The wings get waterlogged, and they're no use to us anymore. With the last of the water off, she springs into the air, flying right in front of my face. I feel like my feet are rooted to the floor. Okay? It's the only thing I managed to choke out. She zips around the house, going this way and that, leaving a glittering trail of golden sparkles wherever she goes. She lands on the kitchen counter, looking around in wonder. Esther's never let me inside the house before. It's beautiful in here. You know Esther? Of course I do. We're old friends. I thought she'd be here. Where is she exactly? She's on vacation. To the Bahamas, I think. On a cruise. I trail off, rubbing my temples. Why am I talking to you? I am not going to engage in this hallucination. No, I'm real. This is just a dream. Want me to pinch you to prove it? No! She flies in front of my face again, and I just watch her for a moment unsteadily. Hold out your hands again. I keep them at my sides for a moment before I'm shot out and look. I slowly reach cupped hands and she lands on them again. I feel the tiny pressure of her weight, and she lounges comfortably, glancing up at me with a smile. Well, your hands are warm at least, and much softer than Esther's. Actually, it's quite a pleasant surprise. I am. It's not every day I get lifted by a beautiful human. Oh. She brushes her head against my palm, the sensation sending shivers through me. Feel real enough to you? I can feel it, but it doesn't make any sense. If fairies were real, we'd hear about it. So where do you think all this came from? It's beyond the news. Our news barely covers anything. Did you feel it much better? Besides, it's kind of small and hard to spot. She places a hand on her chest, smile curling her lips. It's been bruised. May I have your name? Wait, isn't there something about fairies and names? I racked my brain, trying to remember where I heard that. Well, you don't believe in us anyway, so what's the harm? I'll tell you mine. How about that? It's Libby. Okay, well, mine is Rosie. Rosie, I think that's pretty. You're not going to take it from me or anything? She laughed. I'm not at all that powerful. Besides, it suits you. My head is still reeling. I blink my eyes hard. Libby is still sitting on my hands when I open them again. I need to look some stuff up. She flies out of my hands and onto the kitchen table. I pull out my phone. She watches it, curious as it lights up. What is that? A smartphone. Oh, Esther doesn't have one of those. No, I bet she doesn't. I remember reading something like, you can't see screens in your dreams. I don't know if that's real or not, but I figured the internet might have answers for me. I turn on the mobile data and type in my question. Are fairies real? A bunch of unhelpful articles come up and I frown at them, unsatisfied. I finally find a thread from a forum site, Reddit. I suppose they're Reddit, where people have all answered about their experiences with fairy sightings and meetings, and even traveling to some sort of fairy world. Some of the comments are from snarky people who seem to think this is just an elaborate roleplay site. My next search is stress-induced hallucinations, where I quickly find I don't really meet any of the criteria for potential causes, as there are hallucinogens in the water. Sighing, I tuck it away and watch as Livy explores the kitchen. She sticks her finger in the salt shaker, pulling her face where she tastes it. She glances over her shoulder at me. Decided I'm real yet? I decided that I'm going to play along, for now. She laughs at us, but she's still shivering and wet. You never dried off. Neither did you. She is right. I still have wet hairs that's sticking to me uncomfortably. I grab a tea towel that's covered in embroidered strawberries and carefully wrap it around Livy. I'll make tea? I go with the kettle, trying to push the right button to get it working. I find 2 little cups balanced on top of each other, with yellow flowers painted on them. Grabbing a towel from the bathroom, I wrap my hair up in it and leave it to dry and change to a house coat. Let's finish that again. This time I can't get back up. Lydia's gotten cozy in the tea towel, wrapping it around herself. My brain still can't quite believe what I'm seeing, but I decide that at least for the rest of the night, I won't fight against it. When I wake up tomorrow, it'll be just a big dream and I can move on. There's a washer and dryer stacked on top of each other, and I tried the buttons until I can get it working, dumping a load of wash into it. Livy flies up, carrying her tea towel with her. What is this thing? It's a washing machine. It'll clean the clothes, and then I can put them in the dryer to make them warm. And all you do is put it in? I put in the detergent, but that's about it. But it's so much more efficient. We need to collect dew and rainwater to do any washing, and then leave them in the sun to dry. That sounds like a lot of work. I mean, that's what people used to do before washers and dryers. Used to wash their clothes by hand and then let the sun dry them. Or sometimes if it's winter, you just do the laundry whenever and let the clothes freeze. Maybe. It makes less noise though. The washing machine seems to rattle the whole house. I place out a cup of tea for her and nurse mine. She presses up against the side to keep warm. You're sweet. I don't think I've ever been called that before. Really? They don't know what they're missing out on. I should go out in the rain more often if it means getting wrapped in a blanket with tea afterwards. What were you doing out there? You said your wings get waterlogged or something? The words sound strange coming out of my mouth, but I shake it off. She grins and flaps them. Like them? Well, I've never seen anything like it. They're pretty. Libby's smile lights up the room. Well, I know I'm not supposed to go out when it's raining, but I needed to talk to Esther. But she's not even here. So you'll have to do it instead. What does that mean? I need advice, and Esther always seems to know what to say. Well, I can try, I guess. I'm from the merciful grove bed, and most of the time everything is calm and wonderful. But lately we've been having problems. Problems? With the wasps. That sounds awful. Well, they weren't always. There was fairies. And I look at her wings. Though they're a rare sight in the city, I can still recognize the wings well enough. A dragonfly fairy? She does a flip in the air and nods. So you're having problems with the wasp fairies. What are they doing? Well, a lot of them are really aggressive. They bully some of the weaker fairies, and they're not even known for being hard workers. They think they should be the ones in charge, but we don't even have anyone in charge. Wait, so how does anything get done? I'll help out. That doesn't sound sustainable. Clearly, the wasp saw an opening in this power vacuum and took advantage of it. This happened before at my company after the last tea deal was fired. Fired? They were burned? Could you say so literally? Oh, no, like let go from their job. No actual fire. So they've used forceful measures to grab power. We tried to talk with them and get them to calm down. We just provoked them. Lark is their leader, and he's only looking out for the watch. We need things to go back the way they were. So, I try and cut through the fantasy and get to the core of the issue. Sounds like you have toxic leaders and the rest of you aren't getting your needs met. Think of each fair as having a share in the betterment of the merciful growth that the majority of you hold the power to also ones who are performing well. How do we do that? You need someone to negotiate a deal on your behalf and settle it. That could be you. Excuse me? Come with me back to the grove bed. You can be our negotiator. But I don't know anything about the way your company or your world operates. But you have human common sense. Esther always said that was the most valuable thing a human could possess. I mean, I'm not sure what I can do to help, but I guess I can try. Honestly, this sounds like enough like my work that I'm delighted. I don't have to just sit around anymore. I could actually do something. So someone doesn't like having nothing to do. It It's at that point where my body finally catches up with me and my stomach growls and I realize I haven't eaten for hours. Is someone hungry? Oh my god, you can hear that? She shrugged. It was pretty loud. It was so funny. I was doing something with my brother and sister, helping to put something in my sister's storage unit, and we were closing the door after finishing up, and my stomach just growled, this long growl, and my sister was like, was that you? And I was like, I told you I'm hungry. It was almost lunchtime. This is so funny. I click my tongue and dig through the groceries I brought home. Libby flies up and hovers over my shoulder, peering in the fridge with me. She shivers dramatically. Sneaking in there. I just warmed you up. Don't catch another chill. She sits on my shoulder. I cringe at the feeling of her wings brushing against my neck, biting my earth to slaughter off. Eventually I just grab some bread and cheese and heat up the stove to make a grilled cheese and a can of soup. I cut a tiny slice of the bread out and the cheese and make a miniature sandwich. I take a soft dish and pour a little bit of the soup into it. Libby watches, balancing on the edge of the plate as I bring it back to the table, waiting for it to cool off. This is for you. And here I thought you just wanted to have a tiny version of your meal. She grins and we eat in companionable silence until the pain in my stomach finally abates. Oh, thank goodness I ate before I started streaming. That's why I was a little late, because I had lunch delivered and it took longer than I thought it would. It always does, and I still wait to order. The table rattles as Honeydew jumps up on it, licking his paw. Libby takes to the air and the cat's eyes dilate and its tail flips back and forth. She hovers in front of him and the cat bats at her. Oh no, she's not a bird or a toy. I step in front, trying to block his viewpoint of her and reach out to try and calm him down. He shrinks away from my touch. I don't think he likes you. Yeah, I've had that feeling too. He lets out a annoying meow and I blink. I haven't fed you yet, have I? Come on, leave Libby alone. He takes one swipe at her, but she nimbly dodges out of the way. I open up his food and dump it into the bowl, mixing it around. It smells gross, and I try not to get any on my clothes. He seems to love it, though, and whines between my legs before chowing down. I wish our cats would do that. Well, two of our cats are quite happy to eat their food. The other cat, he has very tender mouth, so eating is painful for him sometimes. You even give him canned food that's been watered down a bit, and he still sometimes just doesn't eat. He wanted dinner too. He wanted you for dinner. Well, he's out of luck there. Look at you, my hero. I hold up my palm and she lands again. I'm really not. Well, you are from where I'm standing. I take a seat on the couch. She moves to sit on the back cushion. The TV is still playing on mute, now playing some reality show about rich people on boats. What is this, like a play? A TV show, so kind of? You have plays? Theater is very important in the municipal growth thing. So, in Critical Role, they have the fae-realm, which is a bunch of fae creatures. And in the first campaign, the group ends up in the Feywild, and one of the fae creatures helps them. And they're talking about going to the theater, and the fae creature's like, no theater! And his character in the animated show version of it is voiced by Billy Boyd, which is hilarious. If you don't know, he was in The Lord of the Rings. He played Pippin. And they also got Dominic Monaghan to do a voice. Actually, a pretty cool character. So now the fans are like, okay, you need to get Elijah Wood and Sean Astin to do voices. And then you have all the hobbits. You perform? She laughs and spins in place. No, but I make costumes and props. I've never been to a play before. I did theater in high school and college, so I could say I've been to theater. I've actually been to the professional theater in Los Angeles a couple times. Last time we went to see The Lion King. The very first time I got to see the Phantom of the Opera, and I also got to see The King and I. They were like touring cast of the various shows. And then there's actually a theater closer to us in San Bernardino. I've actually volunteered as an usher there. And I got to see several shows for free. One of them was Shrek the Musical, and my parents bought tickets for my brother and sisters and I to see Les Miserables. So we've gotten to see several. I have gotten to see several shows on stage, and even if my memory isn't the greatest, I treasure the fact that I got to see them. Then I'll have to take you. It'll be a date. I had to go to an opera once for a client, but I didn't understand it. As clients? I handle a lot of clients for my company, Elite Intelligence Enterprise. What do you do there? Well, it's complicated. Try to explain it, but I see your eyes glazing over and give it up. So what do you do when you're not doing that? What do you mean? Well, I have lots of tasks that I help out with, but I have tons of stuff that I just like to do for me. What do you do? I rack my brains trying to think of something. Okay. Come on. Come on. Thank you. Okay, before I continue, I need to take a quick break. I will be right back. Just enjoy the music. I'm back. I feel better. I forgot to put the up before. Some music. I like some music. Making it? Just listening. Anything else? Well, not really. Work takes up most of my time. I don't have energy for anything else afterwards. I hear that. That doesn't sound very nice. That's just how life is. Well, what would you want to do? Something new you could learn or get better at? And again, I draw a blank. I would try and go for a promotion at work. More work? If I work now, then I can have lots of money for retirement. Then I can do things that I want. I could travel, like Esther. Where would you go? Somewhere with nice weather. Like, I don't know. I have time to figure it out. There's no use of focusing on the future when the present is now. Do you work here? No, I'm here on vacation. My boss said I needed some time away, but I disagreed. Then it's fate we ran into each other. Coincidence, not fate. I rub at my temples again. I should go to bed. We can head to fairyland in the morning, I guess. The merciful growth bed. This isn't human land. It kind of is. We've got all of the birds and foxes and bugs. It's their world, too. They're not the ones building anything. We can go whenever the rain stops. Well, technically, all those creatures are building stuff. They're building their own homes and families and stuff. So it's not just the humans building shit. I check my weather app. According to that, it would be 4 in the morning. How about we go after I wake up and we have breakfast? Oh, alright. I shake my head. If I go to sleep now, then I can wake up and this will all have been a dream and life could go back to normal. Take the car back to the city and forget about this vacation altogether. There must be a gas leak in the house. I head into the bedroom and get beneath the floral covers. I leave a glass of water on my nightstand like I do every night, try to get comfortable in this bed that isn't mine. There's a soft drinking sound as through the dark the soft glow surrounding Libby appears. Can I stay here? Yeah, just maybe try and dim yourself a little bit. You're like a nightlight. She nods and covers herself in a tea towel I got her, resting on a nearby chair. Close my eyes and turn away. Everything will be good tomorrow. Everything will be alright. No more weirdness. I'll be on the road back to my apartment and sleeping in my own bed tomorrow night. Ha ha. Somehow I don't think that's gonna happen. Otherwise, what would be the point of the game, right? I wake up bleary-eyed, my body aching from sleeping in a strange bed. Rolling over, I fumble for the glass of water as I slowly try and feel like a person again. Good morning. I choke on the water, sputtering it out and getting it all over the pink comforter. Coughing, I wipe my chin and glance up. Oh, are you alright? Yeah, fine. Totally fine. I rub at my temples. Thought all that yesterday was a dream. Well, I'd love to be running through your mind all night. That's usually a guy saying that, are you tired? Because you've been running through my mind all night. That's a nice twist on that. A bad dream. She pouts. That's not as fun. Rolling out of bed, I head to the kitchen and get the coffee on. I'll need it to function this morning. Comes out a lot worse than my usual pickup at a drive-thru back in the city, but it's serviceable. Honeydew lets out a sleepy son from the couch, opening one eye at me. Ready to go? What are we going to do about the cat? Oh, I've seen him run over the garden fence over to the neighbors before. I think he'll be just fine. I finish the last drink of coffee and shrug as we head out to the backyard. Squint in the early morning light, the smell of yesterday's rain still lingering in the dirt. And if I can't help with the wasps, won't they just sting me, bite me? What do wasps do? They sting. They do both. That's reassuring. But I'm certain they won't want a human in their affairs. Well, that's why you're not going to be a human. What? Humans aren't supposed to travel across the veil to the merciful grove bed. You just won't go as a human. It'll freak everyone out too much otherwise, and you won't fit in any of the buildings. She flares right in my face. There's magic I know to transform someone. We'll do it just as we go through the portal. Close my eyes, stapling my hand on my forehead. Just give me a moment to process. I do some deep breathing. What did Esther say as she was leaving? Embrace the chaos. I'm going to embrace the chaos. She grins at me and leads me down to the garden, leaving a sparkling trail as she flies ahead. I follow hesitantly. The air is thick with floral scents and earth and vegetation. There's something else too, a heaviness that prickles at my skin. Are you sure this is safe? Well, I've never done a spell before, but I'll try. Magic only works close to the portal, otherwise all the human interference gets in the way. There's a tug in the center of my chest that seems to draw me deeper into the brush. I step carefully to avoid crushing the flowers. Well, that was nice. I glance behind me at the little house, thinking about how only a day ago none of this was even a thought in my mind. This is the last time I take a vacation. She calls over her shoulder. Sorry, what? Never mind, let's just keep going. The tugging gets stronger, and I fall to my knees in the dirt, wincing as it stays my pant legs. The air seems to whip around me, and my entire body is prickling. There's a bright flash, and everything seems to shift. Squeeze my eyes shut and feel the world spinning. Letting out a low groan, I brace myself on the ground. Libby, are you here? I'm right here. Hold still for a moment and think about what you want to look like. What? You'll take that form. Concentrate, now! Oh. Okay. I'm not going to roll the dice because I love monarch butterflies. They're my favorite butterflies, so I'm absolutely picking that. My body shifts again as I open my eyes. Everything seems to blur. Keep your eyes closed! Quickly shut them again, holding my stomach, which is aching from all of this. When it finally settles, I take a deep breath and crack one eye open. Everything looks different. The blades of grass grow up all around me, and the flowers tower over me. I look over my shoulders, startled to see a pair of wings. There's a funny feeling on my head, and carefully touch the antennae that have sprouted. As if on instinct, as I go to move, my wings begin flapping, and I stumble forward as I try and take flight, crashing directly into Libby. I am definitely going to redo this with the other two options to see how it turns out, but this is gorgeous. Whoa, careful now, I've got you. My cheek lands against something soft, and it takes me a moment to process exactly where that is. I feel my cheeks heat as I try and right myself, removing my hand from against her chest. I stammer out an apology. Sorry, I didn't mean... But she just laughs. It's not a bad landing spot. I agree. Look at her. The fact that we're now the same size comes rushing at me all at once. My gaze trails up her body, noticing things I didn't before. Her supple thighs peeking out from beneath her short shirt. I think that should be skirts, the generous curves that make up her hips and breasts, which nearly spill out of her top. The way her hair tumbles down her shoulders, and that cheeky smile that all of a sudden feels less playful and more teasing. I don't even realize my mouth is agape until she places a finger beneath my chin and taps. Oh, you certainly have to make a lady feel admired. Enjoying the view? Sorry, just take it aback. You look different now that we're the same size. Think about it from my view. I can hardly fit in your hands now. We can still try, if you'd like. I feel my ears start to burn. My mind is reeling back to a little comment she made before. I suddenly feel a lot more flirtatious now that I'm standing in front of her and she's hot. I clear my throat and try to shake the thought away. It's so pretty! Okay, so text says that she has antennae, but I don't see antennae. She places her hands on her hips and looks me up and down. We'll have to teach you how to fly if you're going to fit in, and craft a story about where you came from. It's a pretty close-knit community. Are there other places beyond the grove bed? All over the world. I think you could be from... She taps her chin, thinking for a moment as she circles me. I get to see her wings fully up close for the first time, and I'm enthralled. The way the light catches off of them makes them shimmer and look iridescent. Muckton! That doesn't sound like a nice place. It's not. Then why do I have to be from there? It's not like you're really from there, and I bet your city can't be that different. Hey, Cloudvale is a beautiful city. It's got cafes and some of the best restaurants, and the city is stunning lit up at night. You've never even seen it. She places her hands up in surrender. I'm only teasing. You're a little wound up, huh? I rub my temples. That's not the first time I've been told that. Libby laughs quietly at that and gives me a sympathetic smile. You might not fit in the mirthful grove bed, but you're a breath of fresh air. And I've never been called that. There's a first time for everything, and speaking of, she offers me a hand. I look her up and down. She wiggles her fingers invitingly. I'm going to show you how to fly. Yeah, just taking in their appearance. She flies around me again, examining my new wings. Those can't just be for show after all. I take her hand and it's soft and warm in my own. It's a strange sensation, moving something that never existed on me before. Libby guides me up into the air and I grip her forearms hard. She laughs. I won't let you fall. She carefully untangles herself from me and I'm flying on my own. I try to head up and down and soon I start to pick up speed. Libby flies along in tandem as I take to the skies. I've never felt anything like this before. The rush of the wind and the speed at which I travel. Flowers dot the landscape beneath me and everything feels warm, bright, and brilliant. The sky is different here. The colors seem to constantly swirl between blue, purple, pink, and yellow. A cascade of colors sink into the sky like a constant aurora. Massive trees tower like mountains in the distance, the leaves shimmering and twisting in the breeze. How can some place like this exist and we've never known about it? It comes through in your stories, doesn't it? The rare few who come through the portals take back their legends. How many other stories are true then? She just shrugs. Don't think about it too hard. That's probably for the best. I scan the landscape. How far is it to the grove bed from here? Not far. Come on, I can't wait to show you. I'm just supposed to be helping you with the wasps and then leaving? That doesn't mean we can't have a little bit of fun while you're here. She grabs my hand and we fly through the air, passing through the fields beneath us under the ever-shifting sky. Libby leads me over the rolling hills of flowers. Butterflies rise together like a school of fish, and I see another fairy leading them. We dive down closer to the ground and beneath the shade of a large tree. There it is. the mirthful growth bed. I love the art style of the background now. It's so different from reality. The butterflies and the bees, and then a fairy here and a fairy here and over here and down here, and I assume these are little fairies. It's gorgeous. The mirthful growth bed. Leaves flutter down, shimmering blue and gold. As they fall, new ones, peach ones grow in their place, a constant cycle of change. There are bright colors and the sounds of hundreds of fairies going about their days. I see other dragonflies wings in the crowd like Libby's, and all manner of bees, moths, butterflies, ladybugs, a million types of wings, all glittering in the light. A fairy waters the flowers that tower over like trees, while another zips through carrying a bag full of letters over their shoulders. Glittering magic swirls around a leaf, guiding up woven crates that are full of fruit. Coming out of a large blooming flower are two fairies laughing together, clinking glasses, and another eagerly grabs another can and leaves them inside the door in a mushroom. Libby and I land, and I look around in awe. She has to tap me on the shoulder for a dozen times as I pass beneath the clothesline, where the little fairy-sized clothes are hung to dry, all of them made from petals and leaves and fabric scraps. An older fairy washerwoman pulls down a loop, allowing the dew to gather in her bucket, using it to wash a stain from the shirt. You all right back there? I managed a weak nod, taking it all in. It's a feast for the senses, all of the colors around me coming in bright, brilliant blooms. What do you think? It's beautiful. If you time it right back home, you can watch the sunrise and the sunset there around me at the dazzling sight. It's so beautiful. For one moment, if you're lucky, you can see the sky painted. Feel a tear roll down my cheek, and I use my shoulder to wipe it away. Feel her hand then, warm, comforting, grounding. It's that moment, but forever here. Every moment's a sunrise. I glanced over at her, and she's staring right at me. It's beautiful. It is, isn't it? Thank you for showing me this. She squeezes my hand, giving me an earnest smile. We fly low as we continue through the mirthful growth bed. There's a woven cart that's moving tiny red apples along the ground. I startle as I realize what it's pulled by. There are two mice, no, much larger than I am. They have round pink ears and long tails and whiskers. Libby, how are you? Still working on that tapestry? She laughs nervously. No, I'm taking a break for now. I need the inspiration to come back to me. But just wait until my next project. I need some of those fancy paints from the solar sea. You think you could get that for me? One of my sniffs at me and I cringe, wincing away. Oh, she won't hurt you. Are you talking to it or me? You, silly. That was a very sweet girl, aren't you? That's the mouse who squeaks and nuzzles against her hand. You can pet her too. I shake my head firmly. I'll pass. She shrugs and glances at the driver. She's a bit of a stick in the mud. Hey! From Muxton, you know? Ah! She grimaces. Well, it must be nice to be out of all that swamp and mud. Don't know how you Muxtons do it down there. I just let out a weak noise and take the reins, and the mice continue on. There's a fairy with large blue wings, carefully creating shining stars, pinpricks of light that she sends up into the sky. What is she doing? Making the sky shine. But why? Does it help with the lighting so people can see better? No. Then what's the purpose? Because it's beautiful. That's purpose enough. Thank you. There's a moment in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. The one guy gets a little long time and gets another thing to say Charlie. They're doing the tour of the factory, and it's just Charlie and Mike TV, who's, oh my gosh, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, he's a little shit. And apparently the kid who played Mike in the Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, he was a little shit off screen as well. Anyway, Mike is saying, candy is stupid. What's the point? And Charlie is like, there's not supposed to be a point. It's just there. And this is kind of that same attitude. There's a group of fairies using magic to direct the flow of water in a stream, gathering it into woven baskets that hold liquid. Make shapes in the mist that the water releases. I see dust migrating, fireflies over a field, and a dancing rainbow. How are they doing that? The water remembers where it's been before. They're drawing out all of the stories that it holds. The purpose of the story is to be told. Yes. A fairy wielding a large fruit crow uses it to direct a herd of bumblebees from flower to flower, the soft buzz filling the air. As we pass by, there's a fairy carrying a baby that's wrapped in a pink flower petal. I'm sure that your babies disappear from lily pads or get delivered by a sorcerer whenever a couple get together. She gives me a funny look. No, we have sex. I knew the minute she started talking about that, I was like, no, she's going to be direct to me, like, no, we have sex. That's where babies come from. Is that what you think? She gestures to the bees being herded around. We have the birds and the bees here, too. A little warm return to my cheeks and she flashes me a grin and lowers her voice. We're not that different. Well, how am I supposed to know? You see, when two fairies love each other very much. She's going to get to give a demonstration with her hand. I wave her away with a laugh. I know how that works. She flies ahead of me, flying backwards to watch me. Do you have anyone back in? She lowers her voice. Your world? Why are you asking? Because I like to know my competition. I joke, letting out a cough. Competition? For your attention. It's not something that needs competing over. So, is there anyone? No, not for a while. I get busy with work. Ah, so there is. This work of yours. That's what's got your attention the most. I'll have to prove myself more interesting. I can't help but laugh. This is a good start. She flashes me a cheeky smile and I feel a little fluttering in my chest. You're cute when you get shy, you know? I'm hardly shy. You are! You duck your head and tuck your hair behind your ear. I didn't realize I was doing that. Yes, in episode 14, there's a character that you talk to. Every time he lies, he puts his hand in front of his mouth while he's lying. So that's an interesting tell. That's even cuter. Place a hand on my face. I haven't been called cute in I don't even know how long. You have been deprived of so many things. Allow me to undo that. Clearly, the people around you don't have eyes. I'm a woman with a corporate position. I would be horrified if they thought I was cute. It would be an insult. I don't mean it that way. I know. I thought you endearing. You are so many firsts. You want another first? What are you fighting now? Takes my hands and urges me forward. Come on, I want to take you to my favorite place. Leads me through the crowds of fairies towards a moss-covered stump, with a tiny chimney poking out from it, smoke puffing. That looks like a fire hazard. Libby laughs. It's all contained. Nothing a little magic can't do. We head inside and it's hauled out. You can see the ancient wood and the veins running through it all around. Remarkably cozy with a little table set up with tablecloths made out of rose petals. Oh, I want to visit this place so bad! It reminds me a little of Ferngully, except these fairies are a little more aware of the real world than in Ferngully. But I love Ferngully. And not just because Robin Williams did a voice. Ferngully had a good story about the issues of deforestation and pollution and all that. And of course, Tim Curry had a fantastic song as the villain. There's some behind-the-scenes footage of him singing the song, and he looks like he's having a blast singing it. There are many fairies running around, and little stone ovens that the smell of freshly baked bread is coming out of. One is kneading dough, another piping icing, and another dusting powdered sugar. Libby flies up to the counter and waves. A cheery fairy glances up and gives her a big smile. I was wondering when I would see you. You're late. She shrugs. I got caught up. She passes her a little basket of bread and a few pastries. This is my friend's first time in the Grove Fest. I had to take her here. The baker gives me a bright smile. A new friend. Anything catch your eye, dear? I look around. There's no menu or anything, but I can see a few of the offered goods scattered around. Come on. I don't know why it's taking a while. Let's go with the purple one. That's not a color you normally associate with bread, so that's why I'm going to pick it. It's like a donut-like one that has purple cream and flowers on it. She smiles and hands it my way. It tastes like lavender buttercream and is fluffy and sweet. The petals are edible too. take a careful bite. It tastes like a light floral perfume and tastes delicious with the cream. She smiles as I light up. I glance back at the baker. What do I owe you? She gives me a funny look. What do you mean, dear? Payment. Currency? She just blinks. I side glance at Libby, who laughs nervously. She's from Muckton. They do things differently. Ah, of course. Oh no, dear, you don't owe me a thing. I'm suddenly picturing Prue Week. She used to do judge for the Bake Off, but she stepped down before the new season, so that, of course, chose a new judge to judge with Paul Hollywood. And the funny thing is, there was a video that they released on Instagram where she was talking about talking with Mary Berry, the original judge, for the Bake Off. And Mary Berry told Prue, don't let Paul do it all himself. Make sure you step in to offer your opinion. He could judge it on his own, but don't let him judge it on his own. And Prue passed on that bit of advice to the new judge, who's also a woman. I think they want to kind of have a female judge kind of balance Paul because he's very much a man's man. So I'm looking forward to seeing the new judge and how she works out. Yeah, so I'm definitely looking forward to the new season of Bake Off. But how does your business run? What about your operating costs? Your rent? She just gives me a blank look, and I feel Libby's hands on my shoulder directing me out. She whispers in my ear, "We don't do that here." What? It startles a few passing fairies who glance our way. Libby gives them a smile and a wave and quickly guides me out of the crowd. So we just don't pay for the food that she and her workers spent the time, effort, and labor to make? We don't get compensated. Bakers bake because they love baking. Other fairies gather ingredients because it brings them joy and they get to reap the reward. But what about the bakery itself? Does she have to pay to use the space? Who owns it? It's a stump. It belongs to itself. She and her team work out of there. What if someone else wanted to use the space? She shrugs. There are other stumps. What's the price down? Does she have insurance? She'd find another stump. But all the materials and the furniture were gifted by others. So no one pays for anything? Is it a barter system? Everyone does the task they love, and if it helps others, then even better. What about the people who don't do anything, who don't contribute? They get everything for free as well? Everyone does something, and that's just their presence and being around. They don't need to do things to be taken care of. They just are. I like this ideal. Too bad it wouldn't actually work in the real world. My head starts to hurt again as I think about how poorly this world would go in my city, potentially from the sugar from the baked goods. But what about taxes? Like, do you set stuff aside? Well, she gestures across the way. The air seems to grow a little colder as fairies begin to quickly dart into their houses and off the streets. There's a harsh buzz that fills the air as a group of wasp fairies come into view. At the front is a man with sharp features who directs the others around. That's their leader, Lark. Lark lands in front of the bakery and scoops up a large basket full of bread to hand to another. Is that it? That's all we have in stock right now? That isn't enough to feed everyone. We're trying our best here. Something makes me doubt that. I want to go over there and defend her. It's only Libby's sudden grip on my arm that makes me stop. Tomorrow will need to be better, or otherwise I won't be so lenient. Flashes his stinger as he takes to the air. The others leave with the various food and goods they've collected from the market. There's a burly wasp fairy who gives one longing look back at the bakery before flying off. The fairy baker pales and puts a closed sign up at the door to the stump. You just let them talk to you all like that? What do they do in return? Libby sighs and crosses her arms. They claim they protect us, but there's nothing to protect us from. We live in harmony with the world. I guess they're owed their fair share, but you see how they act. Not even a thank you. There's a buzzing nearby, and another sharp-looking wasp fairy zigzags our way. Libby pulls me closer to the side of a mushroom house we're hiding behind, pressing up against me to hide me from view. She's very close, and my heart pounds as I feel every point of contact between our skin. She's warm, and I feel her breath skitter against my neck. We wait until the wasp passes before she whispers in my ear. I don't want them to know you're here yet. I want the element of surprise. Lark takes an interest in newcomers. I can't help but shiver, but it has nothing to do with her words. The feel of her whispering in my ear as her body is pressed against mine has my cheeks heating as I desperately try and wrangle my emotions back in place. I can barely get a word out. She blinks and carefully untangles herself from me. Sorry, little close there. It's alright. She reaches out, carefully brushing a flyaway strand of hair off my forehead. I hold very still, reveling in the feeling of her fingertips ghosting my skin. Let's go to my house instead. We'll be out of sight there. I take her hand almost instinctively now as we fly up, but she leads me away again. No, I don't think there's a way to hide this, right? She brings me to a fairy house and pushes open the petals of the flower to lead us inside. It's a decorated house that is scattered with tons of crafting materials everywhere I look. Shush. Sorry, I didn't know I was having company. She scoops up a pile of fabric, dumping it with another pile and shoving it all together to make space. The floor beneath us is a spotted red and white mushroom. Aren't these mushrooms poisonous? But, well, don't eat my floor then. I glance around. There's a half-finished tapestry of what looks like Esther's garden on the wall. That's beautiful. Yeah, I've been working on that one off and on, trying to get more inspiration when I went back there. There's a flutter of wings and something furry and white shifts from a pile of clothes that Libby just dropped. Oh no, are you under there? She moves on the clothes and a little moth comes crawling out, flapping its wings. She crouches down and scritches its furry head. I didn't know you were there. I'm sorry, buddy. It nuzzles against her hand affectionately and she smiles over her shoulder at me. Hey, Dandelion, I have someone for you to meet. She urges me forward and I take a few cautious steps. Its antennae wiggle. It's very fuzzy and has a soft white color. She's sweet. She's sweet. I lean down and carefully pet the moth. She flutters her wings, snuggling against me. Aw, she likes you. She's like your dog. She's like your dog. Not as nice or smelly, and she's not mine. She comes and goes as she pleases. In that cue, Dandelion takes off and flies through the petals and out of the house. She likes sleeping in the clothes. She makes a little nest out of them. That is a lot of clothes. Do you wear all of them? Oh no, I make them for others. She holds up the front half of the skirt. If I remember to finish them. Did you make your clothes too? She smooths down the front. I did. What do you think? It's cute, just a little, clear my throat. It hugs her body tightly, leaving little room to the imagination in some parts. Well, it's a little form-fitting. Libby laughs. That's the point. She twirls in the air, showing off her exposed skin and curves. I feel heat on the back of my neck, so I try not to blatantly ogle her, especially as she bends forward to pick up more clothes. I get a full view of the valley between her breasts. Force myself to look away. I try and focus on something else. Anything else. My eyes land on all the crafting projects that surround me. There are little clay figurines and a half-carved block of wood, a paper laying out to dry, and half-melted candles. Did you make all of these yourself? Libby flies over, picking up a hand-painted vase. Yep, I have a lot of hobbies. That's pointed mildly. There's a half-finished knitting project that looks like it might be a scarf. I was working on that before I left, but then I've been waiting for more inspiration to paint these figurines, and I really want to make more. But I just keep getting distracted with my wood carving ideas. Do you think butterflies are better with clay or wood? And then I've been trying to make my own candles, but I can't get the scents right. I've been exploring to gather ideas, but then some people have been asking me for new clothes, but I just really want to work on blankets now. She continues to ramble, flitting from project to project. Do you have anything finished? She stops and scratches the back of her neck. Well, she rummages through a few things. I mean, I'm sure there's something in here I could show you that's done. But after a little bit of searching, she comes up empty-handed. I just have so many ideas, and the new one starts before the other one finishes. That's like me with writing stories. I have so many unfinished stories on my computer. Well, you're very creative. I never have been. I can't even draw stick figures. Anyone can draw a stick figure. She has her little piece of charcoal and has one for herself and draws two fairies who look suspiciously like the two of us. I carefully add in our wings. I feel like this is actually gonna kind of dictate a direction for what happens for the final result. house to draw dandelions. Attempt to draw the little moth. It turns out more like a blob, but Libby still recognizes it and laughs. That's adorable. She has a little smiley face to her. That's how I imagine her. I'm sure she's always smiling with you. Putting the drawing down, I take a seat, gathering up a knitted blanket. Have you always made things? Even as a kid, I was always making whatever I could with whatever I had on hand. Looks like nothing's changed. The project got bigger. So did I. What's your goal in making all these things? Goal? Yeah, what are you hoping to achieve? She shrugs. To make pretty things. Is that it? Does there need to be another reason? Thank you. I guess not. I just thought maybe if you knew what you were making it for, then maybe it'd be easier to finish them. That's a good point. Libby goes quiet. The only sound is the flutter of her wings. I guess I never thought of it like that. I honestly didn't even realize how much of these are unfinished. It's not a bad thing, but it feels good to accomplish something. Her eyes light up. Wait, I have some things that I did finish to play tonight. I promised I would take you anyway. You mentioned that you made the props. And some of the costumes. What's it about? An old legend. It's called The Bride of the Forest. Come on, it'll be starting soon. She takes my hand and we zip out of her house and back out into the open air. Flying is getting easier and easier, and soon we're racing around, darting between people and plants alike. Libby makes one stop at a little stand, giving out grilled apples on tiny fairy-sized skewers. I still feel weird about just taking them and not paying for them, but it's so delicious I forget about it by the time we fly away. We find a perch along a tree branch and set up, and Libby plucks a shimmery blue leaf off for us to use as a blanket across our lap. We have a good view of a wooden stage where many fairies are gathering to watch. I can see behind the stage as well, the rush of the performers getting ready. Do we clap after every scene? Do we only clap at the end? What are the rules? Clap whenever you feel like it. Even if it's the middle of a scene? If it's a really good scene? Wouldn't that distract the performers? It's an extra layer of challenge. If people don't like it, they usually start throwing berries on stage and they have to dodge them. That's not very nice. It's all part of the show. Having never been to a play in the human world, I didn't know if the same rules applied there. I would hope not. Not today, but I know in the past, if people really didn't like a show, they would throw rotten fruit. But these days, if someone really didn't like the show, they just leave a bad review. Oh, Libby! Oh, Libby! It's a voice from behind that startles me. I nearly slip off the branch. Only a quick reaction from Libby keeps me in place as I use my wings to right myself. Another fairy approaches. She has a slinky body and is dressed in red and black, with the wings of a ladybug fluttering behind her. Dee Dee! It's good to see you! You were supposed to take me out to watch the bird race, you know. She slaps her forehead. I completely forgot. I'm sorry. She laughs, tossing her head. That's all right. We'll go next week. She sails up next to her, and I feel suddenly that they're very close. Looking past her, her eyes trail over to me. She wraps an arm around her shoulders. Who's your new friend? I don't think we've met. Extending a hand to shake, I take it. She has a strong grip. To do well in my line of work, a firm handshake is very important. I'm Rosie. Where are you from? Oh, well, I'm just visiting. I stammer, having completely forgotten where I'm supposed to be from. Dee Dee raises an arched brow. She's from Muxton. Oh, don't worry, darling. I wouldn't want to say either. She glances between us and carefully removes her hand from Libby's shoulder. How'd you two meet? We just sort of ran into each other. She saved me. Her eyes find mine. I might have been out in the rain. Again? No, that's not good for you. And she was brave enough to come and help me. It wasn't really that dramatic. Not from where I am sitting. I wore the fabric of my shirt between my fingertips, feeling a little shy under her gaze. Dee Dee sits up straight, a knowing look in her eye. How do you two know each other? We've been friends for years. Libby grins and leans into her. We always make time to hang out. She's always gathering materials for me to use. Well, you put them to good use, most of the time. I feel a little knot in my stomach I can't justify as I watch their interaction. Suddenly, I feel very out of place in this world and feel dizzy looking down at the ground far below us. Are you feeling alright? She presses back of her hand to my forehead and tingles shoots through me at her touch. No, I'm alright. It's just a little high. sorry, I just wanted to keep you out of sight. I didn't want Mark and the other wasps to see you. Dee Dee leans over. It's not like they kidnap pretty girls. Rosie is going to talk with them. We're going to end their control on the growth bed. She blinks, leaning back. And how's the fairy from Muckton going to do that? She doesn't even live here. I promise to help. I don't know if it'll work, but I have experience in negotiations. She looks doubtful, but then shrugs. Well, that's your business. I better be getting to mine. Here, one sec, Rosie. Let's get you centered. It may help your dizziness. I want to join her, a little confused as she carefully fixes a few flyaway strands, but then leans in to whisper to me out of Livy's earshot. Listen, there is a very moment for a moment. I've been there. What are you talking about? I was you once. I was the shiny, pretty new thing for Livy to get all excited over. Something new to play with, to craft, and I love her. Don't get me wrong. You've seen all of the projects, right? I have. Just good luck with her. Nothing holds her attention for that long. You can never commit to anything in her life. Not a portrait, tapestry, or a partner. She's not going to start now. Brushes my shoulders and flies up. She doesn't have to be hurtful. Just keep it in mind, right? I've seen too many others with her. I nod, a little startled as I slink back down to the branch and watch her vanish with the glittering golden trail behind her. I'm so glad I picked that voice for her. Are you alright? What? Oh, yeah. You have a funny look on your face. It's nothing. She nods, a little unconvinced. It doesn't matter as the stage begins to glow and the play is about to begin. The Bride of the Forest begins, and there is a whirlwind of dance and music. Someone comes flying in on a rope hoisted by two birds who do a synchronized dance in the air. The main characters hold each other so close it seems they nearly become one during their performance, their voices blending. Magical illusions surround the place, making each setting vibrant and realistic. It feels as though I am part of the story itself. Libby nudges me as the characters travel through a dark wood, pointing to the trees. I carved and painted them and made that dress. They are incredibly detailed. Every point of the branch is painted, and the dress swishes perfectly with music and fits the actress's body to the exact measurements. It's beautiful. She's glowing as I compliment her. See, this is the sort of stuff you can be doing with your work. You really got the touch. Her shoulder leans against mine as we watch, the leaf blanket strewn over her lap to keep warm as it gets colder out. I fight a shiver and then feel her arm wrap around me. Even in the rapidly growing darkness, I can make out all the details of her face. My eyes trail to her lips, looking pink and perfect and inviting. She's so close to me now, and her breath brushes against my neck. It sends shivers through me that have nothing to do with the cold. I want to kiss her. I feel the burning desire alight in my chest. I want to taste her, to roll my hands over every curve of her body. But I remember what Dee Dee said to me about the feeling in my stomach I got watching them. It doesn't matter if I want her. The truth of the matter is that I'm no fairy. I can't be with her even if I wanted to. Our lives are a million miles apart from each other. She lives in this world of whimsy and magic, and I live in a world of board meetings and emails. How could I ever expect her to leave? How could I ever expect her to leave or expect her to stay? I'll just be another unfinished project discarded to the side. Am I willing to put myself through that? So I pull away. Her hand drops to her side. She looks a little disappointed, but accepts it, and we watch the rest of the play in silence. It ends in raucous applause and glittering magical light in the night sky. Out of the corner of my eye, I see movement. A fast-moving wasp stuck out of the audience below, carrying a massive tray of the roasted apple skewers we enjoyed earlier. I point them out to Libby, who frowns. Let's confront them tomorrow. Will you be ready? I'll draft up an action plan in the morning. I don't know what any of that means, but I trust you. She gives me a touch of an earnest smile that fills my heart stir. I try and push all of those feelings back down where they belong and let out a breath. Thank you for coming with me tonight. Of course, thank you for taking me. You made us all really special. I don't know about that. You did! She bumps against me as we fly up, heading back to her home for the night. Rosie, you're really special. I swallow hard. You don't need to flatter me. I'm going to help you no matter what. I don't say things I don't mean. Hang on. Sorry about that. Okay. preparing to meet with the wasps. Okay, here we go. Let's take a good look at the background. I love how it's just so very sketchy and just blob. It's very fitting for the fairy world. I spent the morning drafting up my plan with the same little piece of charcoal and some of Libby's homemade paper. She peers over my shoulder. You can read that? What do you mean? She squints, trying to decipher my handwriting. I sigh. Give me a break. I'm used to typing on my laptop, not handwriting things. Gathering up the papers, we take off across the grow bed, which is bustling with energy. I see the same fairy worker with his cart of mice hauling strawberries this time. Libby leads me to where Lark and Fruit have made camp outside the merciful grow bed. It's a massive nest, and I can hear the buzzing from here. So, before we continue, I just want to point out that this kind of reminds me of A Bug's Life, where the grasshoppers say they're protecting the ants, but really, they're not. They're just looking after them. So it's kind of, I don't know if anyone's heard of the parable of the grasshopper and the ant. It kind of reminds me of that. It's just taking that to an extreme. I feel confident. Spread my shoulders, feeling confidence bloom in my chest. I got this. Compared to what I've dealt with at my job before, this is what's a walk in the park. As we get closer, burly female wasp fairy crosses her arms. Lark doesn't allow visitors. I realize I recognized her from the bakery yesterday. Allow? What kind of authority has been granted to permit that? A man can't decide who is allowed in his home? A smooth voice appears from above me, and Lark is sitting, lounging, and watching. Rosie, we've been expecting you. I share a worried glance with Libby. We've been hoping for an element of surprise, but clearly that's gone out the window. Listen, I'm here to talk with you. He waves a hand dismissively. About saving all the fairies from the evil wasps. Is that it? Negotiate on their behalf? He flies up right in my face, stinger gleaming behind him. And on whose authority gave you the right to do that? You're not even from here. This is private business. I hold up a hand, refusing to allow him to intimidate me. First of all, personal space. He blinks and to my surprise backs off. I'm here on behalf of a friend to reach a mutually agreeable decision that benefits both parties. I'm not here to save anyone. I'm here to negotiate. Well, I was hoping that you'd save... I shoot her a look and she falls quiet. Lark's eyes dart between us and finally settle on me. He begins to circle me. Not every day we get new fairies. Much than I've heard. My condolences. Fancy jargon from a backwater. You're almost done. He shakes his head. How did you even find out about that? You think you can keep anything from me? Suddenly there's a flash of red. A familiar face appears as she steps into view. Oh, nuts. Dee Dee, what are you doing here? She loops her arm through Lark, says Libby scowls. Listen, I think Lark is the future that the grow bed needs. Whatever you two think you're planning, there's no point. All I've been doing is taking and giving nothing back. Few wasps crowd around her, but I fly up and stand in front of her. You know how much I care about you, but it's foolish to not get on board. And you're wrong about Lark. They intertwine hands and gives her a soft look. Libby crosses her arms, annoyed. Despite the setback, I force myself to push ahead. Why don't we take this inside? I'd like to learn more about your operations. He relents and allows us to enter the nest. It's a busy place with workers flying around. Everything moves in order and a rhythm. 2 wasps fly back, carrying some type of roasted meat. What do you do here exactly? What responsibilities do you and your team have? Most fairies don't believe in responsibilities. This looks like a tightly run ship to me. Lark crosses his arms. We're in charge of protection and defense. There's nothing to defend from. The Goblin Wars were ages ago. We've been at peace. Goblin Wars? Lark stopped. Forget your history lessons so soon? So you're continuing an outdated job and expecting the same results? The merciful grove bed should be grateful that they're not here to keep the place safe. To me, it looks like you're using bullying tactics to exploit the system of the merciful grove bed, knowing that they'll always give and provide to anyone in need. You have your own sources of food, and yet harass the bakers and other vendors to take more than your fair share while giving nothing in return. Do you share your food with the other fairies? Most of them don't eat meat. Most, not all. Do I think that as a no, then? He's quiet, arms folded and watching me. I shuffle through my papers, taking down notes as we fly through the nest. You demand an equal share of the profits without providing an equitable share of the work. We work plenty hard. You have no idea how. He gets red in the face and takes a few cooling breaths, shutting his eyes as he attempts to cool his tone. That much is obvious, but it looks like you're not applying your team to the best of their ability. Why don't they work any other job? Wasps are aggressive. They think this is the task best suited for them. That's hardly fair. There's more to them than that. I guess you're around the place. I see productive fairies. You are using aggressive tactics, but that's not sustainable. No one group can be generalized in such a way. I give Libby a harsh look as she rubs the back of her neck. Sorry. The merciful growth bag doesn't have a leadership system, so you've been filling the gap and taking a cut of all the profits as payment. But no one promoted you to such a position. You just took it upon yourself, and the rest of the growth bed isn't happy with your management skills. You're prioritizing your specific workers of the place as a whole and those who conform to your ideas. I guess you're Sadidi. Only because the others don't listen. They treat them like they're monsters when they're just fairies too. That's why they live here in the nest. Which also isn't fair. You pull out another paper, tapping it twice. So, I have a proposed solution. Lark watches me carefully. You have to realize that this isn't sustainable for you, being here separated from the rest of the growth bed. I propose a merger. You stop demanding a cut of all the goods and instead ask for them. If you need bulk orders, then communicate and coordinate with your suppliers. Don't just demand they hand it over. And for the rest of the fairies, they should be more accommodating and understanding and welcoming. If there are other jobs that any in your group wish to do, they should be able to take those on. You are all fairies at the end of the day. Stop isolating yourselves. And how do you suppose we do that? Just start. It's not that simple. It may take time, but being open, honest, and transparent will win you friends. We would lose all respect. I give him a look. I know this type of man. The wings didn't matter. A hotshot clinging to a failing business model as his hills to die on. Don't let your pride get in the way of the betterment of yourself and those who rely on you. Cooperation will be better in the long run. It's just common sense. His eyes narrow at that. You're not from Lupton, are you? He shoots Libby a look, voice sharp. What did you do? She looks a little sheepish, but stands her ground. This couldn't go on. The growth bed has never had problems like this. She glances at Dee. I don't understand what you see in him, but Rosie is right. He hardly made you feel welcome, but you're still part of the merciful growth bed. You can only gain their respect through your actions, not through threat of force or fear. If you want respect, then be respectable. I hold out a hand. Do we have a deal? He circles me once again, eyes darting around my face. Libby's little illusion couldn't contain all of you, could it? Takes my hand and we shake as he pulls me in. All right, human, you've got yourself a deal. Edie gasps. So you're really not from Mupton? Oh, thank goodness, what a wretched place to be from. She flicks Libby's cheek. What were you thinking, getting a human involved? Libby rubs her cheek, clicking her tongue. It worked, didn't it? As their handshake breaks away, I feel a tingle of magic around us. If you were a fairy, you'd know that deals hold a little more weight here than they do in the other place. We're magically bound now, so you better hope that all those fairies keep up their end. I give Libby a nervous look. Did you know he was going to do that? I wouldn't worry about it. I don't know if I love that answer, but I'm stuck with it now. Locke tosses an arm over Libby's shoulder. I'm sure we'll be the best of friends in no time. Edie has spoken highly of you. She chews on her cheek for a moment, but finally nods. Why don't you come with us to the bird races? You don't have to be together in secret anymore. Dee beams and scoops up Lark's arm. The nest is buzzing as the news passes through, and by the time we fly back to the merciful grove bed, it seems that the gossip reached everyone. Though a little worried, the group of wasp fairies land in town, striking up conversations. I see the burly female guard head directly to the bake shop, where the baker smiles and invites her back to the kitchen, tying an apron around her waist for her. Do you think it'll last? It should. We made a deal. Sometimes we just need a push in the right direction. Lark flies up to me again. No, human or not, you should come back around sometime. Really? There's not a lot of people who've impressed me. I'm one of the lucky few. He shrugs. You and Blondie should join for a double date sometime. I let out a shy laugh as he zips away again. Glancing back, I see that Libby is fighting back a smile. We join the little impromptu celebration that arises from the reuniting of the wasp fairies back into the grove bed. Libby takes us to watch the young fairies race on sparrows and other birds. They don't go that fast and often fly wherever they want to instead of heading to the goal, singing the whole way. She offers me a hand. Here, get away for a bit. We return to the branch high above the Merciful Grove, but just as the sun dips below the horizon tonight. They're going to have fireworks tonight. You have fireworks there? Magic does a lot of things. It can't solve all our problems. Sometimes we need a human touch. She turns to me and gives me a soft smile. Thank you. You didn't need to help me, but you did anyway. That's alright. I wasn't looking forward to spending the weekend in the cottage anyway. You saved me from boredom. I don't even know how you did all of that. I laugh. It's just part of my job. I deal with situations like that all the time. I let out a sigh. I don't know what I'm going to do back at work, but maybe this is enough of a break and my boss will be satisfied. I can't imagine me having to work for someone else. Even my boss has a boss, and they're still accountable to their shareholders. Everyone works for someone. A noise grabs my attention, and the first fireworks start. She beams and points them out, her shoulder pressing up against mine as she leans in. Those fireworks aren't accompanied by the trademark boom of the ones back home. These are vibrant colors that explode into different shapes of flowers and animals. I see a robin and a squirrel and a peony. All the colors reflect on Libby's face, making her eyes sparkle. It's an enchanting sight. You're not watching the fireworks. Once you've seen one, you've seen them all. Can't bring myself to look away. Found a better sight? She braces her arm on the branch, leaning into me. My eyes trail from her eyes down to her lips, and we're right back where we were last night. You're beautiful. You know that, right? I open and close my mouth. I'm going to go back home. My vacation is nearly up. Pink, green, blue, gold. The colors dance across her features. And I need to kiss you before then. I grab her and pull her close, and she responds eagerly. Her warm hands wrap around my waist. Their lips mate, and I melt against her. She tastes sweet, like sugar on her lips. My hand tangles in her hair, the soft locks snarling around my fingers. I barely remember to breathe as I kiss her, a hand grabbing her hip as we deepen the kiss. I have to gasp for air, and I soon feel her mouth working its way down my jawline. She murmurs in my ear, "You taste as good as you look." Her lips are on my neck, trailing down to my collarbone. I hook a leg against the back of her ankle and surge forward to kiss her again. Libby begins to take flight, and soon the two of us are dancing on air, kissing sweetly, a tangle of limbs and tongue and hair. Her hand presses against the small of my back, and suddenly I find myself falling. So distracted, I forget to fall my wings. She laughs and quickly scoops me up by the back of my thighs, holding me effortlessly. I rest my forehead against her for a moment, catching my breath, and begin to laugh, and she joins me, our breath mingling. I'm glad my flirting paid off. She kisses my cheek in the corner of my mouth. It might have taken me a while to catch on. We got there eventually. Besides, I noticed you looking. I laugh, ducking my head for a moment. She tilts my chin back up. You're allowed to ogle as much as you want. I laugh again in earnest, and she joins me. Then I pause. This doesn't change the fact that I have to go home, but thank you for this time. I won't forget it. I still owe you a favor. I have to pay you back for helping me. I cup her cheek. We're not working on fairy rules anymore. You don't owe me anything. She kisses me again, which is incredibly bad for my decision-making process. Well, maybe you could come with me. If you didn't mind some time away, maybe it'll help with inspiration for your projects. I'm busy most of the time. I work long hours, but sometimes I have a day off and we could go out. Take you to some of my favorite places in the city. Really? I've always wanted to explore the human world. Well, it's just Cloudvale. I love it, but there are a lot of amazing places out there that even I've never seen. She kisses me sweetly on the lips. Then it's a date. The next day, I say farewell to the Merciful Grove bed. The baker gives me another lavender donut for the road, and Lark and Dee Dee see us off. Things seem to be looking up, and everyone is in a cheery mood. All right, you two lovebirds, we'll get things figured out here. I'm nothing that's not good for my word. Now buzz off, will ya? He snickers, pleased with himself as he takes off. Libby looks blankly at Dee Dee. I cannot believe you're attracted to that cornball. Dee Dee giggles. Honey, why do you think I like you? She gasps in mock offense as Dee Dee follows after Lark. Libby and I return to the portal, crossing over once again. Magic around me shimmers and eventually vanishes, my body growing and my feet are planted firmly on the ground. I miss the sensation of wings, and I feel a little wobbly. The The air is a little stale and I open up the windows when I get back inside. I have to plug my phone in as it's completely drained of battery. Well, it's a couple hour drive back to the city from here. I shove my clothes back into my suitcase, giving the place a once-over to make sure I'm not forgetting anything. Are you saying you're ready for this? Are you sure you're ready for this? I'm just excited to be with you. I grab my phone. 20% charge will have to do for now. Scroll through my texts and once I realized my boss was texting me and had sat ignored for 2 days. Ready to go? Glad to see you're enjoying your time, unless of course you're working and haven't seen this message yet. If you're reading this, no you're not. Get back to watching TV or something. Lack of faith is evident. Normally he'd have been right on the money. But I guess he couldn't have accounted for a hot fairy to sweep me off my feet and into a whole other world. Also for just telling him that I had a good time. I'll need to get back to the office soon. You ready to head out? Yes, but before we go, let me assume my human form. He strikes a dramatic pose. It sort of reminds me of those magical girls I saw on TV. I think Libby would really suit that type of outfit. I watch her cocking an eyebrow. I guess the same magic that could be used to shrink me down could also be used to enlarge her. There's too much about fairies I couldn't wrap my head around. I figured eventually I'd stop trying altogether. If there's anything I've learned from Libby thus far is that sometimes go with the flow was the way to go. Before I can fully register it, I watch as she heightens. It's like watching those fast-forwarded videos of plants growing over weeks. So she assumes her full size in moments. I go a little dizzy behind the eyes, my world turning into some sort of kaleidoscopic pattern looking at her. It's not too dissimilar from when I shrank down before, but seeing her life size, it's too much for me. No, not catching the hint, or maybe catching on too well, she hugs me, pressing her chest against my own. Look at us, humans! Breathe a little harder out of my nose. Even with the wings? Well, I can't fly with them like this, but they're still cute. I'm glad you're having fun. It comes out more sarcastic than I mean, and I am glad she's having fun. Will we be taking a ride in your jalopy? Jalopy? I cackle. Is that wrong? That's what Esther called this, I think. Oh, I mean, you're not wrong. The term's just a bit outdated. We usually just call them cars. Car? That's not a word. I have to agree. I head next door and collect honeydew from the neighbors, who meows and protests as I carry him back to the house as though it's food dish. You be good, okay? He just meows at me and hops onto the couch. I scribble a thank you note for Esther, gather my bags, and lock the door behind us. The trip back isn't a long one. It's somehow much shorter than the way there. Must be the good company. Watching Libby stare out the window, equal parts fascinated and terrified by the speed, she has far too much fun rolling up and down the window and fiddling with the radio. Everything I'd overlooked in my day-to-day was an entire world to explore for her. She brings a wonderful bounce of energy to everything she does. I catch myself smiling at her and not watching the road probably as much as I should. I rip my gaze away and focus as best I can. Shouting and basically educating her the entire way back. I was initially suspended she'd want to join me in the first place, but she is curious by nature. For her, it's another adventure. It's the one thing I could offer her. I just hope that it wasn't the only thing. Edie's warning sneaks its way into my mind. I know she tends to give up on things, even partners, but we were hardly that, right? I don't have enough time to get too tangled by my spinning web of thoughts before we arrive back at my apartment, the sun beginning to set. Libby wobbles out of the car, and I steady her, holding her against me as we wander inside. She wastes no opportunity, leaning further into me and kissing my neck. I flushed, looking around as if someone was going to catch us committing a crime. Not here. Wait till we get inside. Her head cocks, bottom lip already pounding. Why's that? It's inappropriate. I don't want my neighbors to see. Unperturbed by this, she continues, chalking this up to some fun game now. Are you keeping me a secret? Despite her clearly joking tone, I looked down, feeling a little ashamed. Well, a little, at least so you could better fit in. You look like a cosplayer right now. A what? I shake my head. I'll explain when we're inside. She shrugs her shoulders and follows me to my apartment door. I fiddle with my keys as I lead her inside. She unsurprisingly is fascinated by what is, by all means, quite a dull space. Wow! It's so bland! Despite her word choice, it doesn't sound like she's disappointed. Knowing her, it was a compliment. I find myself snoring despite it. She's not wrong. Yes, human homes aren't usually as colorful as the mirthful grove bed. It matches you. Does that mean I'm bland? Very. Even though I knew that already, it doesn't help the initial sting. I slump a bit. Does that mean you think I'm boring? That thought scares me more than her not liking where I live. No, your color palette is bland. You should wear more purple. It looks really good on you. So much world. So much wood. World. Like, somehow her sincerity breaks through. I manage to recover from the statement easily. At least I'm not bland in personality, I hope. Oh no, not at all. You're the most interesting human I've ever met. Aren't I one of the 2 humans you've met, though? One being Esther, and I think she's far more interesting than me. No, you both are very different. I've never met anyone like you before. I choose to take the compliment instead of trying to argue against it. By all metrics, I should be the least interesting person she's ever met. But I shouldn't discount my blessings, managing to catch the attention of someone like her. I may not be as energetic and jovial as those Libby has met, but maybe that's what makes me fascinating by default. I know part of why I liked her was that she wasn't like any human I'd ever met. Thank you, you're really special too. I say, struggling. It's true, but being this open with my affections is far outside my territory. She seems to pick up on this, smirking at me, making me turn my gaze to the floor. She saunters over to me, searching my expression mischievously. Rosie, we're inside now. I'm too tongue-tied to form a response, let alone a clever one. Before that, tell me what that cosplayer thinking is. Oh, it's like when people dress up as their favorite characters from TV shows, books, or other media. Is it connected to Halloween? I like that holiday. I wish we celebrated it. We do dress up for festivals, but never to scare. No tricks or treats. It's similar, but it's not for a holiday. More for conventions where other cosplayers and fans get together to celebrate the media they enjoy. And sometimes they just cosplay for the heck of it. I see. I never have thought of that. What a world you live in. It's so full. I suppose compared to the little fairy garden it was. I never really thought of it till now. My world felt pretty small, all things considered. Do you cosplay? I always wanted to, just never had the chance. Why's that? Wait, let me guess. Work. You catch on quickly. Work tends to be very important to humans, except Esther. There's so much to do. How do you manage to do it all with work? Usually we don't. Work comes first. We can't really do much else without it. If I stayed here, would I have to get a job? Thought I heard a cat. Visiting me? No, not at all. Now, if you had a place of your own here, yes, you would. What if I lived with you? Now, that was bold, but that wasn't anything unusual. Not coming from Libby. Moving in together with someone romantically is quite a big step for us humans. It is for fairies, too. That leaves me at a bit of a loss. I don't want to let her down, but I can't promise her anything. Sorry, I realize that was a little much. I just get excited when I think about living as a human. I don't want to intrude on your life. I wouldn't call it intruding. I like having you here. Even though I only just got here? Well, yes. Look, if I said everything I felt right now, it would all be too much. I just like you a lot. She pulls me towards her. I help a little at the suddenness, but I'm thrilled by the prospect. The tension from before transforms into something a lot more manageable. Does that mean I can kiss you, now that we're inside? Is it appropriate? She's teasing me. I find it hard to retort with my heartbeat in my ears. I've still not gotten used to being close to her, nor that look in her eyes either. I nod despite my fears, longing for her taste once more. She closes the gap between us effortlessly. It feels similar to our first kiss, and despite having lost the wings, I still feel as if I'm flying. I wonder just how experienced she is at this sort of thing. If I think too hard, I'll recall Dee Dee's warning again, but I know that doesn't belong at a time like this. Besides, a big jealous part of me doesn't want to know. She captures my lips and pulls up my waist in a sharp motion, despite the fact that I was already close. My mind goes blank at that, turning it into dandelion fuzz in the wind instead. A gasp between us. She grins wickedly in response. Did I scare you? Instead of answering, I capture her lips again to keep her from teasing me further. I find myself getting lost in her now. I didn't want to be like this with her in public because I feared I wouldn't be able to hold myself back. We indulge in each other for a while before I pull away. She whines as I do so, and I can't help but laugh. Hey, now I'm sure you're hungry. I should make us something before bed. That look of disappointment goes away as quickly as it came at the mention of food. Oh, what will you make? I'm going to just order some takeout. Her head cocks. I pay someone to make food for me, and then someone else brings it. Why is that necessary? You could make it yourself, couldn't you? It's good for you when you feel lazy. And I don't know about you, but I'm exhausted from the trip. Plus, the food that makes sense to taste better than whatever I can make. She doesn't look even a little worn down. Maybe there's some spell she could do to pass her energy to me. Don't you like cooking? Come on. There we go. I like cooking, but not only do I not have much time for it, the amount of work, it's just too much to be honest. Are you not worth the effort? I was expected to have to do any amount of soul searching today. I just need food to keep going. We also need happiness to keep going. Pleasure. She didn't have to say the last part like that. I do it for you. I do it for you. Me too. I guess if there was someone here, I'd probably feel more motivated to cook. I miss it. There are benefits sorting out, though. I won't have to do dishes either. What sort of foods did they bring? What sorts of food did they bring? Whatever we decide. We could get some burgers, a pizza, maybe some pad thai. Libby can only blink at me. After explaining, we came to our decision. Oh, I did hear a cat. Hang on. 1 second. Are you gonna do my luck? Get off my desk. Leave that. That's not even anything you can eat. And yes, go ahead and whack me with your tail. Okay. Pizza. I think we will be getting a lot of takeout. You've missed out on a lot of the wonders of the human world. Despite her previous confusion, she looked excited. I ordered us a pizza mostly because Libby loves saying it. It led to me searching online as much as I could about pizza and by extension Italy as I could before the food arrived. Why? He jumped down. It's love at first bite for Libby. Her eyes widened as big as sunflower discs at the first bite. Dorothy, you've got to try this. I left my slice to remind her. Oh yeah, it's just so delicious. I wonder how it would taste with some roasted bark chips. That was something I'd have to try for myself. Libby and I eat as I break the news that she didn't invent the idea of fusion restaurants. Which may have been a mistake. Now she has 30 plus ideas of varied plus various human culture food establishments to make when she gets back. She's got her work cut out for her. Yes, she does. Although most of them come to fruition, I knew that whatever she did would be amazing. Everything she touched shone. The night finds us not long after. It's oddly comforting to have someone to share my nighttime routine with. Libby watches as I go through my usual routine, picking out clothes, brushing teeth, slipping under my covers. She joins me. It's an odd mixture of comfort and anxiety. Suddenly, I worry if I should have showered again or if I didn't brush my teeth nearly enough. The cars are loud. You need some earplugs. I have some. It's not too bad. No louder than the rustling leaves or frogs back home. I struggled to sleep that good afternoon. I had to put on some white noise just to cope. I explained before she can ask. Now that's silly. It helps. If you need me to play some frog sounds, just let me know. Libby giggles, hugging me tightly, nuzzling into my neck. Okay. Well, there he is. Do you want out? Are you done? Of course you didn't stay. My silly cat. How sweet! I run my hand through her hair, relaxing against her. She's quite cushiony. She'd make a nice pillow. I'm able to make out how many shades of green are in her eyes before she kisses me. I'm gonna pass out. Go ahead. It's her turn to stroke my hair now, and before I know it, the sun's light rises and spills into my bedroom. I lay in bed for an hour just scrolling on my phone when I decide it's time to get up. I struggle to get Libby to untangle herself from me. That is kind of bland. I mean, even the art is just monochromatic. She sleeps harder than I guessed, and I am fairly confident a train could pass by and she'd hardly stir. I wake up a little more sluggish than before, since I managed to knock myself out of my routine with my little vacation. Proud of myself for thinking to take one extra day off to get back into my schedule and enjoy the morning with Libby. Sit at the edge of the bed, now freshly showered and dressed. I huff a little out of my nose when I catch her drooling ever so slightly on the pillow. How long had it been since I had shared the morning with another person? Just as long since I shared a bed with someone. Too long. Perhaps I could get used to it again. It's nice. Too nice. If I had work today, I don't know how I'd be able to leave her. I trace a strand of hair from off her forehead. She scrunches her face with the contact, peeling her eyes open, and smiles when she sees me. Morning. She brings a hand to wipe at her face, slowly lifting herself off the bed. She hangs off of me now, content just holding me. For once, I don't want to go anywhere, but the world doesn't wait on my love life. Libby groans in objection as I continue to lift and move parts of her body off of me. She's so warm and she smells like fresh earth. Where are you going? I thought your work started tomorrow. It does, but I still have to run some errands. Who's errands? Why are you running him? I go to explain. I'm messing with you. There are a lot of cultural differences, but some things are universal. She got me there. What do you have to do today? I have a few tasks I have to complete for the day. Pay a bill, pick up some groceries, and most importantly, get you some clothes. Oh, that sounds like fun. It really doesn't, but her enthusiasm convinces me it does. You want to play dress up with me? My face is no doubt hot to the touch and a red to match. I was looking forward to how she'd look in something more human, but now she's on to me. I'll probably have to wear something of mine before that. You stand out way too much now. Is it that bad? Well, no, I just don't like it when others stare. Did you ever think they're just admiring you? No, I think a lot of people can be very judgmental. Even those that can't stomach us admire us in their own way. If someone judges you for just existing, that's not something you should have to fix, right? You make it sound so simple. Maybe it was, but even so, I wasn't comfortable with the amount of attention Libby would draw. I just wouldn't be able to enjoy our time together if I were aware everyone was watching us. And the wings and antennae aren't exactly subtle. I can hide those with magic. I'm for whatever makes you feel most comfortable. Thank you. I lead her back into my bedroom, sifting through my closet and drawers for anything that might suit her. But most are just that, tailored suits. Olivia is much more filled out than me, at least in certain key areas. I did recall one outfit I wore before I learned how to dress for my size. It should work for her. Before long, she slips into it, and such a frumpy outfit looked good, fashionable even. Adjusted a couple of things, and it fit her like a glove. A tight glove, maybe, but I know she prefers that. Oh, wow. Even showing off the bra. My eyes dart all across her every time it happens. I tell myself I won't, but I can never help myself, it seems. She traces her hands across her body, my eyes following them, eventually connecting with her eyes. It's as if I'm being led by a carrot on a string, and even though I know I'm being baited, I can't resist. I I love the way you look at me, Rosie. Sorry. Why are you apologizing? I just said I liked it. I know, but I really should be a little respectful about it at least. I personally prefer it if you were a little less. Punctuates her sentence with a wink. At this rate, nothing is going to get done. Well, no errands anyway. For real. I take her hand and lead her out the door, making sure to lock up behind us and break out onto the streets. I hadn't noticed before how congested the city streets were. Guess it was different when I was alone. Now I'm acutely aware of how much space we take up, as Libby insists on holding my hand every step of the way. I pull her in, feeling a little out of place. I wasn't one of those lovebird couples I often think out. I was better than that, wasn't I? Maybe I could sympathize with how easy it was to forget the rest of my surroundings when I looked at her. It was as if by her presence alone, she changed the very fabric of the world, dyeing it in every shade of magical, making the city look a lot less gray than I remember it being. Was the sun shining a little brighter, too? Libby wastes little time moving into the first little clothing store we come across. Despite it being just around the corner from my apartment, I've never been inside. It smells immediately of a cheap vanilla candle. A group of college-age girls greet us as we enter, varying in enthusiasm. Hello, your shop is quite magnificent. Cringe as they giggle amongst each other. I like your outfit. It's hard to tell how genuine she's being. Libby doesn't seem bothered. Yours is very human, not bland. It's a weak save, and the girls giggle all the harder. And your ears. Her hand flies up to them at once. We had hidden the links, but something couldn't be contained. She wears a silicone prosthetic and makeup wildly on the spot. Like Lord of the Rings, that's my favorite movie. Where are you from? Libby stiffens, looking back at me, clearly panicking. Not too quick on her feet as she was in the merciful Joe said. Canada. Oh, that's cool. Where is that again? Really? The other two girls guffaw as they tease her for not knowing. It seems they won't ask many questions at least. Libby makes her way back to my side. Is that a real place? I nod, laughing. The tension from before is absent now. She starts to sift through the racks of clothes. Initially, she's taken aback by clothes having duplicates of themselves, explaining quietly all the little characteristics of modern human living. I wondered how much we'd discuss if Libby lived here. There's so many things she loves, swimming, dog parks, the fair. I wanted to do so many things with her. I just know she'd love it. Even the mundanity. She makes even the tedium of life itself tolerable, almost exciting. Libby takes a particular liking to one piece of clothing. So much so, she intends to put it on right then and there. I panic a little, catching her hand. I feel the eyes of workers on us. They do things differently in Canada. Fully attempt to salvage, but to my surprise, it seems to work. They go back to scrolling on their phones. Here's the key for the dressing room. Please don't smoke in there. I shake my head. People who live in cities could be bizarre at times. I lead Libby into the dressing room, along with the assortment of items she chose. Here you go. You're not coming with? I point to myself stupidly. No, you got it. You don't want to watch? Not here, not in public. I whisper, urging her to speak more quietly. My ears are hot enough to cook an egg. Have it your way. I'll just put on a little fashion show for you. She does just that. There's no rhyme or reason between outfits. Some don't look anything like she'd ever wear in everyday life. Bell-bottom jeans, frilly blouses, overalls. Somehow she manages to pull it all off, but she doesn't get any really indication of which one she'd like. Hopefully not all of them. I have some things, but at this rate she'll surely drain me. Yeah. And the worst part is, I'd let her. Which one do you want? If you want a couple, I think I can afford it. Libby brings a hand for a chin, thinking it over. None of them. Oh, do you want to keep looking? She shakes her head. I like what you gave me the best. You sure? You don't have to. You can get anything you want. Don't even worry about the price. No, it's okay, really. I feel the most comfortable in it. I love it. Where'd you get it? This one's closet. She wraps her arms around mine. I got it for work. There's a suit shop across town. I'm gonna get one. Canadian style is so in. Neither of us corrects her, all their eyes on us. But for once, I didn't mind. That's sweet, though. The rest of the day is running to the postal service, paying bills, and getting lunch at a little diner, sunny side up. Libby is especially fond of the cartoon egg in all the advertising. His name is Egbert, I informed her as we slid into a booth. The waitress takes her order. We split a... A cowboy breakfast? What the heck is that? Okay. Yeah, no thanks. So we're having breakfast for lunch. Sounds about right. French toast. This is so much food. Got to start the morning off right. It's love at first bite. She seems to like everything. I served French toast and moved up to the top. It really is like a dessert. There was a few things that made humans especially whimsical, but at least some of us wanted to have sugary breakfast. She sits rubbing her belly, just taking in the scenery. Did you enjoy? Yes, very much. The waitress is clearly taken aback by her enthusiasm. Well, I'm glad. We hope to see you two back in here again, you hear? Without a doubt. I doubt it, but it seemed like I got her hooked. I think I've somehow trapped myself into going out more. Hopefully she finds hanging out indoors and streaming shows just as enjoyable. Knowing her, it seemed like she didn't really matter what we did, as long as we did it together. Yep. Libby points to the cookie case. We should get some for breakfast tomorrow. My immediate instinct is to call out how absurd that is, but it's really normal to just have dessert for breakfast. What real difference did a few cookies make? It would be nice with coffee or milk. Which one should we get? She wanders to the case, looking. There's chocolate chip, sugar, macadamia nut, and oatmeal raisin. It being me, there is no question as to which one. Chocolate chip. Purchased a half dozen chocolate chips on top of paying the bill. Living may be good for my heart, but not necessarily my wallet. Though it was hard to care. We eventually make it home, unwinding, cuddling on the couch. Days this good always seem to end too fast. If I thought it was difficult to leave the morning before, it was impossible now. For one, I was leaving hours earlier, and I successfully knocked myself out of my usual routine. Cursed vacation. I catch a look of Libby. Okay, I suppose trading my routine for her was worth it. Libby can hardly believe her eyes when they see the sun barely peeking out. Are you sure I can't go with you? I want you to, I just don't think it's a good idea. Don't want to get in trouble on my first day back in over a week. What'll happen? I could lose my job. Then you could just stay at the group then. My stomach twists, and as if she could feel it too. I don't want you to lose your job. I give her a small smile of appreciation, continuing to get ready with much less resistance. Eventually, she meets me at the door, and I touch her face. I'm going to work, not war. I joke, attempting to lighten the mood. I'm sure you can do some of your 1,000 hobbies until I get back. Or abandon them all and watch TV instead. I think I'm just going to wait till you come back. Okay, well if you want to eat, help yourself to anything in the kitchen. That seems to lighten her spirits. Being dramatic is just who she is. I'm sure she'll have done so many things by the time I get back. It'll be nice to help fund her hobbies. Someone as cute as her shouldn't have to work. Being able to provide for her in exchange for her keeping me company? Wait, that's not a thought I should be having. I'm really going to be late. I give her a kiss she happily receives. I only intended a quick peck, but at this point I should really know better. Our lips fit too perfectly together, and the wonderful sensation makes its way into every part of my body. They collide once, twice, too many times before I turn myself away, resisting the urge to quit all life's responsibilities. Later, I say, closing the door, trying my best to avoid slamming it in her face and not to check my watch. Underwhelmingly, no one seems to notice I'm 5 minutes late. Instead, all I hear is, "How was vacay?" It's the same lackluster answer every time. Pretty good. Can't say as much else. I'm not especially close to anyone here. Most of whose names I wouldn't know if it weren't for their badges. And I was certain the same could be said for me. How unfair was it the first time something noticeable and interesting happened to me? I couldn't even talk about it. You're glowing. Don't tell me you're... First I could speak such a horrible thing into existence. No, I just met someone, that's all. The other stands straight and eyes widening. Where'd you go again? Just in B&B in the 6th. This is beginning to sound like one of those Christmas movies, Girl from the Big City. I chuckled nervously. It was practically as absurd, but no less cute, admittedly. Who's the guy? Mallory! You just assume it's a guy Rosie met? My bad. I did meet a girl. Oh my god, we have to see a picture. Sorry, don't have one on me. Now I worry it sounds like I met someone, but they went to a different school and everyone wouldn't know them. So what is she like? I was expecting this conversation to die forever ago, but it seems these were the types of conversation that kept office work alive. This is the first time I'd ever participated in any of those conversations, let alone being the subject. Her name is Libby. She's from Canada, and, despite having a million wonderful things I could say, I go tongue-tied instead. Is it serious, or just a one-night thing? Neither. I really like her, I haven't done this in a while. How'd you meet? I met her in the garden. Wait, can't say that. Garden center of a local hardware store. It was raining, she was lost, it was a whole thing. I also get lost around all those tools. For some reason, she was into me. You're a hot girl. I am? The three giggle amongst themselves. I think there was a joke I somehow managed to miss despite being in the conversation the whole time. I bet there have been people who've had crushes who wished that Rosie would notice them, and she never did. Well, I'm happy for you. Maybe we could go on a double date sometime? My hubby and our kids, you and your partner. You can just say girlfriend. Double date? No one had ever invited me to anything before. Yeah, I'll keep that in mind. I'm sorry I've been gone a long time. I've got some work to catch up on. No worries, maybe have some lunch with us if you're not too swamped later. I could only bring myself to nod. I fled the scene, finding some refuge within my office. It felt a little stale the moment I entered. I cracked open one of the windows, and though the smell of gasoline and fast food could never compare to the fresh flowers and earth I'd somehow grown accustomed to, it helped me relax. That was enough social interaction for the next week, at least. Oh, how I wish I could be more like Libby. It begged the question of what she saw in me. Was I just hot? Was that even true? Or were my coworkers just being friendly? I shook my head, hoping the self-doubt would catch a ride on the draft and remove forever. I had work to do. First was the mountain of emails, and before I knew it, lunch had come and gone. I felt a little guilty for having skipped out on them, but I wasn't feeling all that up to such an engagement when more paperwork sat on my desk. Oh no, hopefully that's not them. Come in. My boss enters with a larger-than-life smile. Despite him always having been polite towards me, I can't help but get sweaty when he comes around. Rosie! I'm glad to have you back. How was vacation? Relaxing, I hope. Yes, it was good. A little bird me told you met someone. Is this professional? Also, of course, they have spoken about it all around the office. Rule number 1, nothing you say to a coworker ever just stays between you two. I did. I don't think it's all that noteworthy. I've done it in the past. It won't affect my work, I promise. His eyebrow cocked, clearly confused by something. Speaking of your work, I did come to discuss something. Oh god. Now don't panic, you're doing an exceptional job, as always. However, I got some feedback from the advertisers. That last assignment we did, they liked the functionality of your proposal, but it lacks a bit of pizzazz. To put it bluntly, it bored them to tears. Ouch. So it was fine, just dull? He nodded, sadly pouting a little. No worries though, it's nothing that can't be fixed. I put in a good word for you, and they were willing to give you another chance. He put in a good word for me? What if I let him down? Again, I thought what I made before was great. Thank you, sir. It's nothing. I think you'll nail it. Just remember, pizzazz. Despite him saying it multiple times and the presentation of a pair of jazz hands, I didn't feel any more confident. I'll do my best, Mr. Machiavelli. No worries, kid. Is his name really Machiavelli? Oh, one moment. Let me just take this real fast. It's gesturing for me to go on. Pick up the phone and it goes straight to speaker. Yes? Ms. Rosie? This is she. You have a guest downstairs, and Miss Libby? My heart falls to the pit of my stomach like a wet dish rag. Catch eyes with Mr. M by accident, my fearful eyes meeting with his of pure confusion. Shit, what do I do? What do I do? I asked her to stay at the apartment. Why did she come here? How did she even find where I work? Should I send her up? She brought cookies. I sit spiraling for another moment. I need to send her back. I hope she isn't too upset. I already said I could get in trouble. What are you waiting for, Rosie? She brought cookies. I shake my head, gathering myself. Go ahead and send her up. I don't know what to do when Mr. M and Libby start chatting like they're old friends. Are these chocolate chip cookies? She nods enthusiastically. I'm not supposed to have too much sugar according to my doctor, but I can't pass these up. Jill, get over here. You've got to try these. I cringe at the sudden boom of my boss's voice. He waves them over as he plays tug-of-war with picking up another cookie or two. Take as many as you'd like. I made enough for the whole building. I guess I never mentioned it's just for this floor. Before I know it, it's an entire work party in my office. Don't worry, Rosie. I made a special batch just for you. I blinked. Libby reaches into the bag at one of my duffel bags. I'm surprised they even let a complete stranger with a duffel bag up here and has me a little makeshift lunchbox, i.e. a Tupperware with a cute red gingham dish towel tied around it. I figured you didn't eat, so I made you a sandwich with some pretzels and, of course, some cookies. With a resounding awe that fills the space as I catch everyone's eyes on the two of us. I'm redder than the checkered dishcloth. Libby, Rosie said so much about you. She did? She asked, giving me a playful look. You're stunning. No, you're stunning. And just like that, in the last 15 minutes, Libby has made more small talk than I have in the last 3 years I've worked here. Of course. Okay, everyone, you got your cookies. Leave these two lovebirds alone. He starts to shoo everyone out of the office. I hear someone whisper about how cool they find her ears and where they could get a pair themselves. Now, don't have too much fun, kiddos. You're still on the clock. Just kidding. Not just kidding. We shouldn't be left alone in the workplace. It's incredibly unprofessional. I scream internally, but everyone is gone. The door shutting behind them, and it's just Libby and I sat across from one another. What? No. Why are you here? Her entire demeanor deflates in an instant. I feel like I just popped a little kid's balloon. No, look, I'm happy you're here. They seem to really like you and all, but what? I told you specifically you couldn't come. I know, but I really only meant to drop this off. That woman at the front desk called you. I tried asking them not to. How did you find where I am? Esther taught me how to use search engines. Woman doesn't know how B&Bs work, but she knew how to teach a fairy how to look up stuff online. Got it. I cracked beneath the pressure, laughing in relief. Well, I'm glad it worked out. You saved me. My boss was getting onto me about a work project. Getting onto you? How? No, not like that. It's like criticizing me, or rather my work. Oh, that seems to relax her a little. He said my last project bored the client's tears. Oh, no. It's okay, you said yourself. I'm dull. That's fine. It's your charm. Maybe dull isn't the word. You're practical. That's why everyone likes you. Why I like you. Words managed to, almost like magic, alleviate all the stress I'd accumulated. I wasn't going to dispute it. We were different, and normally who I was worked, but it wasn't going to be enough for this assignment. My boss gave me another chance, but I can't screw it up this time. It needs more pizzazz. I gathered my project from before, showing her on the desk, presenting it in much the way I had for the clients before. If I hadn't known before, her eyes drooping by the end of it would have been clue enough. Despite having put her to sleep, Libby takes a good moment to end things, hand to the chin and all. Then I watch as the lightning bug above her head goes off. I have an idea. Of course she knew the word pizzazz. I think what you're missing is something that speaks to the clients. What do you mean? Like something they can relate to? Something that speaks to your personality? And that will make it less dull? I sounded a little more doubtful than I was intending to let on. Yes, I think what you have is good. The information is, but it doesn't feel like a person made it. You've got to show them that you're human. How do I do that? I'm robotic. I can't help it. No, you're not. You're cool. You're level-headed. I believe in you. If you're not going to believe in yourself, I'll have to believe enough for both of us. I chuckled, nearly rolling my eyes, but stopped myself. It's clear she's serious. You can also be quite sassy when you want to be. Sassy? Yes. Now, think about what you're trying to say. How do you actually feel about it? It's lame. She chuckles. I think maybe if you go a more sarcastic route, if nothing else, they might find it humorous. Or insulting. She shrugs. At least it would be memorable. I slumped. Don't worry, let's just work on it. I'm sure we can insert some Rosie into it, then everyone will love it. Despite my doubts, I'm at a complete loss as to what to do. At this point, I'm desperate, and I need to try something. Anything. So far, she hasn't steered me wrong. She had a natural likability, if nothing else. Maybe I can insert some of Libby into it. Then it was certain they'd find it charming. Okay, let's do it. Libby perks up, pumping her fist. Surprisingly, it only took a couple of hours to rework my presentation. Sure, she couldn't use PowerPoint, at least not to my knowledge, but her direction on how to add pizzazz could not be understated. By the time we finished, it didn't even look like something I made. We were all too amused by the little animations and sound effects. I debated taking them out, but she insisted I leave them be, so I chose to believe her. The chocolate chip cookies fueled us, and within an hour and a half, with a little left to spare, I felt at ease. Thank you, Libby. She gives me a look of what can only be described as pure adoration. Of course, this work stuff is fun. I couldn't bring myself to rain on her parade. I'm sure work would be fun if I were Libby. I'm just glad I had her with me. There's a light knock on the door. Mr. Machiavelli enters. Everything looks in order, surprisingly. Looking between us playfully suggestive. Despite being aware that he was joking, I couldn't keep the guilt from evading spilling out of me. Yes, sir, you can check the cameras. We were working. He chuckles good-naturedly. I doubt I'd ever have to call HR on you. I appreciate it, sir. I think the project is ready to resubmit. I can feel Libby eyeing me with how formal I'm speaking, but I do my best to pay it little to no mind. So quick? I nod. Maybe you and Libby should drop by more often. Seems she's good for motivation. Another joke, but it did help, at least this time. Well, since you're done, you're free to go home early. Are you sure? Absolutely. You guys deserve some time together before Libby leaves. Also, I heard you're from Canada. I've got dual citizenship. Libby, bless her heart, does everything she can to feign enthusiasm. Bless her heart. Before too long, we managed to evade more discussion on something we are both woefully ignorant about and pack up our things, heading home. Of course, the boss is also from Canada. Of course, before I can make much headway, Libby gets caught in every optional dialogue option on the way out. That outfit is everything. Do you work here now? Oh no, I make clothes. I just wanted to keep this one company. She reaches for me and pulls me to her. I love the feeling more than I thought I would, though it doesn't keep the tips of my ears from burning. You two are way too cute. It's making me sick. We managed to escape after agreeing to 2 or 3 different outings from double days to a planned game night and a night for bowling. I don't know how much of it we'd realistically be able to attend, but I'm sure it was going to be fun with Libby. I never leave the office when the sun is out, nor with someone in tow, but damn if it didn't feel nice. I usually stayed longer in the office, as there was never any real rush to get home. I imagine if she wasn't with me, I'd have driven just a little faster to see her. Despite everything, I'm so happy with how things have turned out. It seemed there was something magical about fairies after all. I nearly pull her back to my unit, practically flying up the stairs. Then I hear an insistent beep, beep. At first I turned to Libby, met with a chuckle of confusion. Did you leave the stove on? Yes? The beeping nearly drowns her out, shrill and unavoidable. I don't recall how I managed to fish out my keys and open the door. I'm hit with a plume of smoke, and the horrible screeching is everywhere now, mixing with my loud, panicked thoughts. I manage to open the windows, turn the stove off, and leave it closed, the sugar inside now once of coal. I fan for a while. A good 30 minutes or so passes. The beeping dies, and the place settles to a tense thrum. Come on. There we go. Whoopsie. My heartbeat is in my ears. I feel every hair on my body stand on end. I don't forget to thank each and every lucky star. That was weird. It's usually not a big deal. I look around to face her, incredulous. No, Libby, it is a big deal. A massive deal. My voice is steady, but I can feel myself slipping. It's bad enough she did this, but to downplay it too? If my boss hadn't sent us home, this whole building would be up in flames. Seems to only dawn on her now. Everything I work for, my landlord, begins to spiral. I don't want to get scolded. I've never caused anyone trouble. I've been a flawless tenant. Everything is just too important. I've built this entire life by myself to just have someone come in and tear it down in seconds. Okay, someone's overreacting, but understandable. How can I share a life with someone who won't listen, who doesn't even understand these basic things? Her obliviousness is charming and cute now, but how much longer? It was a mistake. I didn't know. I know you won't know, but I can't teach you everything. I need someone who just knows. It's my fault. I'm trying to live in a little fairy tale. I've been so caught up in everything, I should have already known that you weren't looking for anything serious to begin with. This was always meant to just be fun. Why does it sound like you regret this? I should have let it get to this point. I don't think this is going to work realistically. Oh boy. I mean, you're not even the type to stick to something long term. Ouch. Maybe it is for the best. I go back to the grow bed. The look on her face is unreadable, but something I said clearly conveyed what I was trying to say. Even though I was upset, even though what I said made all logical sense, it killed me to hear her say that. See her look at me like that. Please let me take you back in the morning. Thank you. Okay, thank you. And just like that, I returned to my everyday life. Libby bathed, and unlike previous times, I didn't hear any splashing or giggling. Eventually, she got out and opted to sleep on the couch. I holed myself in my room to avoid the awkward atmosphere that took the place of the smoke. I thought of 1,000 things I could say, but they all got caught in my throat. I didn't want to make this worse. I said enough. It made sense. My vacation had already ended. The fun getaway was only ever supposed to be temporary. Prolonging it nearly caused so many issues. I got lucky, right? I crawled under my covers and shed a few silent tears, trying to reassure myself again and again that I was doing the right thing, but this was inevitable. It simply wasn't meant to be. I wasn't built to have things like this. It's not every day I get rescued by a beautiful human. Sorry, just taking it back. You look different now that we're the same size. Think about it from my view. I could hardly fit in your hands though. We could still try if you'd like. You might not fit in the merciful growth bed, but you're a breath of fresh air. And I've never been called that. Competition? For your attention. It's not something that needs competing over. So, is there anyone? No, not for a while. I get busy with work. Ah, so there is! This work of yours, that's what got your attention the most. I'll have to prove myself more interesting. This is a good start. You're cute when you get shy, you know? I'm hardly shy. You are! You duck your head and tuck your hair behind your ear. I didn't even realize I was doing that. That's even cuter. I find you endearing. You are so many firsts. You're not watching the fireworks. Once you've seen one, you've seen them all. Found a better sight? You're beautiful, you know that, right? I'm going to have to go back home. My vacation is nearly up. And I need to kiss you before then. Okay, as good as you look. Maybe you could come with me. Then it's a date. The cars are loud. If you need some earplugs, I have some. It's not too bad. No one on the rustling leaves or frogs back home. I struggled to sleep back at Esther's. I had to put on some white noise just to cope. Now that's silly. It helps. If you need me to play some frog sounds, just let me know. How sweet. Don't worry, Rosie. I made a special batch just for you. That's why everyone likes you. Why I like you. I knew that's the crucial point I need to arrive at my destination. I pulled in and followed the dirt road until, sooner than I wanted, we sit idling in front of the house. Neither of us moves for a good minute. There's still too much left unsaid. It's not time for it to end. At least, not like this. Libby? I turned to her fully. I didn't mean what I said. That wasn't okay. I just got overwhelmed and I didn't handle it well. And what I said about you. She bites her lip for a moment. I can't tell if she's uncomfortable or processing it. Either way, I give her time. I can't say anything about how you handle relationships if I were also willing to give up so quickly. What about now? Somehow that question disarms me. I don't know. I don't know what the right thing to say is. I like her. It's more than that. I can love her as a friend, but I hate the thought of not being her one and only. But if I can't commit, then I can't stop her. I like you. I want to be with you, but I don't know if I have what it takes to see it through. I cringe at my business jargon. I want to be the one for you, but I don't know if I'm capable. Rosie, you're capable of anything. It's not you. I'm not you. I'm way too particular. I'm too cynical. The only person holding you back is yourself. You can have anything you want. Anyone. I care for you. Maybe so much it scares me too. And there's a lot that makes us different, but differences don't make us incompatible. We agree where it matters. I want to learn to grow with you. I did. If you really feel we won't work, then I guess I have no choice but to accept that. But you don't know. Maybe we can figure it out together. Come to a compromise? There was business jargon again, but I didn't cringe this time. I can do that. So we live far away. Do you often travel? I can, but only on weekends. Maybe I can come by Friday nights and maybe spend the night in the grove bed. I love sleepovers. Yes, we should, and we can make bracelets and... Sorry, back on topic. Should I come back to your place sometimes? I really enjoyed experiencing the human world. Yes, just... I know, I'll listen better, I promise. I didn't realize how dangerous it can be. And that's only the kitchen. I attempt to joke, but I'm sure she can tell how truthful I'm being as well. And while we're at it, if you promise to learn and listen, then I promise to keep trying for us. I won't give up on you. She clenches her heart, dramatic but clearly touched. Can I hug you? I hug her. I'm sorry, I nearly screwed this up. It's okay, we figured it out. It's what you're best at. You've improved so much. No, it's you. Fairies have this effect. No, you have this way of improving every part of my day. Every day. Then you're more fairy than you think. Maybe it's us. That felt like the correct answer. Even though things were fixed, I still had to endure the horrible pain of dropping her off. It would be a whole other week before I'd be able to come out here. I spent a minute or two stroking her hair, trying to reassure her that time will fly by before we both know it. I wish I could just call her. Then I think of how I could get a phone for her that she can charge and store somewhere in the grove. Every idea feels far too convoluted. Then my own phone buzzes. I let go of her long enough to pull it out of my pocket and check my text. Expect one from my boss, as she's one of the only people who contact me. But it's not. It's Esther. She must be on her way back. Hey, I'm just letting you know that I won't be back. I've decided to move to Cancun. Huh? I shrieked. Well, what about Honeydew? I plan to put the house on Honeydew on Craigslist. Who doesn't want a house and a kitty? I shrieked again, this time louder. What is it? As I attempt to formulate a proper reply, a good stern reply, she texts again. Unless you want the house, I'd be happy to sign it over to you. My fingers move before my brain fully processes it. Are you serious? Definitely. I only have a few more years to live at the most. I'll use the money and go traveling. I guess that was fair, but poor Honeydew. You can rent it until you're ready to purchase it. The choice is yours. What are you going to do? The answer is easy. I'll take it. Epilogue. Come on. Come on. A week later, I can confidently say that I'd, like so many things in my past, overthought what her life would be. Everything is scary and difficult when you've never done it. Relationships are a simple recipe for success. Turns out all you really need is to listen and like each other enough to adjust when necessary. Of course, that was oversimplifying it a little, but Libby and I wanted this to work, and it did. As long as we cared enough to keep the other as happy as possible, there was truly nothing we couldn't overcome. Even things I hated, like moving, which had always been such a pain, weren't so bad with the help of large TV and some of my coworkers, Amanda and Kevin. The most fun at moving I ever had. We took breaks to eat lunch and play board games. I never thought anyone whom I'd only spoken to a handful of times was so generous as to help with something like that. And even if it was just for Libby's sake, I was grateful I enjoyed her company. The double dates didn't like weren't so bad either. It only took a day or two to move everything, and Libby and I spent the rest of the week settling in. Mr. M was gracious enough to let me do remote work for the days I needed to move, even offering to let me do it full time. I jumped at the chance. There was very little to be done during the week I moved, since I managed to nail the project on the second attempt, much thanks to my wonderful girlfriend. It even won a surprise, a cruise. I didn't even know a prize was involved. Neither of us had ever been on a cruise before, but lately, trying new things was becoming ever so less daunting each time. Usually I built up all the experiences in my head, imagining them scarier and more terrible than they ever actually were. I wonder how long I'd have done that had I not met Libby. It's time me to even think about it. I just glad this is my new reality. I promised myself not to let my fear get the better of me. It nearly cost me this new reality, one that I look forward to waking up to each and every day. The sunlight flooded into the living room, and we dusted and unpacked boxes. Rosie! She sings songs. Look what I finished last night! Got one eye full of the colorful curtain, I think. My place didn't have a theme before, and it didn't here either, other than a collection of all the things Libby had made to decorate the space. Every day for the last week I got a new thing or two that she made. Each and everything is far too cute and thoughtful. Are these curtains? They were short. I didn't have it in me to kill her spirit. Don't worry, they're meant to be short. They're made for the kitchen window. I feel like an ass for underestimating her. I just feel good that I hadn't objected to it aloud. The city apartments I lived in never had a window, so this was new. She puts it up and it's too cute. It really adds a lot to the space. The whole place is coming to life more and more with each passing day. The sun shone in her hair and my heart dances. I can practically hear the symphony of birds and wind from outside flooding the inside. Can I make the casserole for tonight's game night here? I nod. Which casserole? It's a surprise, a new recipe I saw on the World Wide Web. You can just say online or the internet. World Wide Web is cooler, the internet superhighway. I chuckled, tickled by her. You're silly. I do it just to make you laugh. She pulls my chin and kisses me quickly, sifting through the pantry. I chase her down, getting a proper kiss, one that, like many of ours, extended a little more than necessary. Of course. That's why I tried to give you a peck. You can't ration me kisses. Can't I? I shake my head, holding her against me, not getting enough of her. She runs her hands through my hair, admiring me, eyes shining. I love you. I love you. Her eyes widen, her body stiffening. Did you? Oh my God! My heart stutters. Shit, was it too soon? Can't believe it, Rosie. You love me? No. I love you. I thought it was too soon. I shake my head. I'm going to feel how I felt, damned with what was right or not. I love you. I love you too. I'm so happy. Thank you for everything you've done for me. You don't have to thank me. I want to. I'm proud to call you mine. Her eyes go wet. Rosie, please stay the night tonight and maybe tomorrow too. That perks her up, not letting her face go puffy with tears. I want to ask her to stay the night every night. She is like a rainbow, something so special that I couldn't help but admire. She bathes my entire world in color. My sweet fairy who loves me so much at first and heals me all at once. I love you, always. Yeah, yay! Oh my gosh. That was lovely. Okay. A bit longer than predicted, but I was reading it out loud. I think if you're reading it to yourself, it doesn't take quite as long. Gallery. There's Libby. There's Leaf. And then this must be the bumblebee wings. And then Smooches. Oh, cycling through the skin colors. Oh, skin colors are changing here too. And the wings! Cool! Oh, it's gorgeous! There we go. Nice. Okay, cool. Okay, so that's it for today. I will be back on the weekends. I don't know if it's going to be Saturday or Sunday. But definitely the weekend with more Final Fantasy 14. And next week depends on if there's new content for World of Warcraft. If there isn't more, then I'll probably do another visual novel. And if there is more, then I'll do World of Warcraft. But it depends on if there's new content. So take care. Thank you for joining me. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like, share, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Drink water, eat food, take a nap, take a shower, take meds, whatever you need to do to practice self-care. Take care. And I'll see you next time. Bye.